Odie.
Yeah.
Hi.
I.
Do, 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 do. Have we got every? Oh yes, Phil's not coming, is he? Splendid.
How dare he?
Hey,
How dare he?
he's going to some kind of show.
Oh.
What a lucky boy. Lay on hands will now let you heal yourself, Cody.
Okay.
You lucky boy. Are you logged on to Foundry Core, Matt? I think you're the only person I'm waiting for.
I do not think
me.
I am. Sorry. Hold on.
Well, I am on Foundry. I need to click Cody. Switch my screen now.
Yeah, probably do that. That'd be a very smart idea.
Fine.
I think I'm logged in, right?
Yeah, you are. You are indeed.
So where'd we leave off then?
1 second, and I will remind you. I'm just copying something over.
Okay.
Splendid. Yeah, so last session, we picked up with the aftermath of Leokin attempting to cast inflict wounds on his fellow party member Elwyn. There was some back and forth between the party. Leokin and Z both sort of speaking of some kind of voices or communications coming through their heads, coming through their minds. Things kind of simmered down a little, then escalated again when Z used his rocky magical hand to sort of grapple and prevent Leokin from moving around, and Leokin responded with a hellish rebuke, which almost knocked Z unconscious, I think, in one hit.
Yep.
Nice. Almost.
Nearly got me. Nearly. Try harder next time.
This kind of immediately brought tensions back to the boil, but eventually there was agreement between the whole party to sort of let the tensions drop. The Oakin agreed to hand over all his weapons and have them tied up and taken possession by Warforged. And with a little, still some sort of tension between the party, I guess, you decided that you would sort of carry on your journey, but before you could do so, some kind of magical darkness, this fog came rolling across this sort of clearing where you were, where this was all taking place, and you were interrupted by three humanoid elven type figures. A sort of feminine, one feminine, one masculine, and then one uber masculine, I guess. This sort of muscle of mountain. There was some attempt to communicate with them, which was kind of met by silence and not really very little, not even really acknowledgement of your presence. At which point they all of a sudden began misty stepping around this clearing and attacking your party. Twas a pretty heavy combat, but with some raging and some hasting and some well-timed crits, you were able to take all three of them out. In fact, two of them looked like they were preparing to retreat, but you were able to prevent that happening and killed all three of them. At that point, you decided as a group to get away from this area and to head back to Idgar's camp with the rest of his group, the Famir. When you arrived back there, Alyssa, who had previously offered to break the curse on Carl's shield, did so and was successful. Broke the curse. Carl was no longer the target of all ranged attacks near him, but retains the other benefits of the shield. So you have a very good shield in the party, on top of already being a raging barbarian. So he's very good at ignoring damage. There was a little bit of discussion, sort of as well. You guys sort of mentioned that you'd been attacked by this what you had sort of logically assumed was Shadow Fae. And this immediately seemed to put some kind of fear in the sort of Famir camp, and they immediately began sort of packing up and leaving. Idgar almost seemed a little, maybe not angered at you, but definitely concerned for his sort of group and his family. Very keen to move on. A little bit emotional, maybe sort of upset that this had happened or that it seemed like this threat was near. You were also asked about the bodies and whether you had drained them of their blood after killing them, as is the beliefs of the Famir, as you've seen them doing previously with some of the animals they've captured when you made camp with them previously, which you had not. And that also seemed to raise quite a high level of concern from Idgar and the rest of this Famir. They eventually carried on, or sort of completed packing up their camp, and sort of all began filtering out and left. Idgar's grandmother thanking you for returning her sister to the camp and to the tribe. They all filtered out, and you guys spent an hour short resting, deciding that you didn't feel you probably had time to take a long rest in the current circumstances. Took a short rest, during which you sort of patched up the wounds some of you had suffered during that large combat or at the hands of other members of the party. During which time Z had this sort of almost longing, this just magnetic draw to a particular page inside of their spell book. When they got there, amongst all the scribblings and sort of messages in other languages which Z was not able to comprehend, there was written in common, recognisable to Z, just a message with Zirviel's name and the word disappointment. And I guess that is where we pick up straight after your short rest.
Sam,
Yes.
there's a Rapier in my inventory that I picked up. Is it correct stat-wise?
Oh, no, it will not be. One
Okay.
sec. I will sort that out.
I will not use it if it's not correct. I'll stick with daggers.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Any of the weapons that came off those monsters, or those NPCs from last week, were like set up to have their stats cooked in, because I kind of did them in a bit of a rush, but I will...
I was thinking it a bit too tasty.
Yeah, because it's kind of got like their dex or strength bonuses built in, so yes, you are correct. 1 second. That is an easy fix. Yeah, you do now have
Two.
the correct rapier. It is not quite as exciting, I'm afraid. Or maybe it is, because it seems I've deleted the
It's
wrong
the
one.
pike. Did you correct the pike in the end yesterday?
Did I correct the pike?
When last we played, sorry, not yesterday.
No, that is also exactly the same. I will do that as well, quick. That is a very quick fix.
So it's not a So it is a poison then.
Hang on, give me 1 sec.
Don't worry, it's gone now.
I say you should just have a normal one at this point.
It's hoping for a poison rapier that poisons people.
And yeah, same for you, Cody. You've got the correct pike now, without all the bonuses cooked in. I'm afraid.
You
Cool.
just stayed quiet.
I guess. What would you all like to do immediately following your rest?
Are we heading back to sort those bodies out?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Elwyn is poisoned, as
Elwyn
well
is
as
still
having no
poisoned.
spells.
Brilliant. That's what we like. Nice and damaged. I have nothing I can do to help you there, I'm afraid.
No one does.
Well,
Lay on hands would help if there
Yeah.
are any left.
lay on hands could do it, but
Check.
they
Okay.
got a bit used up, I think.
No, still at 18. Wait, no, did the 18 get used last time?
think you might have used them all on yourself.
You used all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I was testing it when I fixed it. You've now got 0, I'm afraid.
Damn, should have kept quiet about that too.
Was Charlie really loud and everyone else, or just me?
Just you.
You're a lot louder, Shane. By the way, I don't know if you've
Yeah.
got a new mic or something.
No, I've cleaned it a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Well, that'd do it, yeah.
I can hear you massively better than normal.
Yeah.
How's this? Is this
Oh, I
very
just turned your volume down. I think I must have turned it up the other
Oh.
week.
I can whisper if you'd like.
I think I turned your volume up because I could hardly hear you the other day, and then obviously it's not there today, and
Charlie,
Yeah,
you
I
just
think-
treat it like an
it
ASMR
scared the hell
session.
out of me.
Yeah, I could do because I got a nice mic as well. I think my mic the other week randomly changed sources from my proper mic
Oh,
To
yeah, I
my-
remember this.
Yeah.
my webcam mic. So that might have been why you couldn't hear me very well. I'm glad it's working quite well now.
Yeah, you kind of gave me a heart attack, Clay.
Sorry.
What are we doing then? We're gonna head back through the forest. It was a couple of hours, I think. To get
yeah,
to
it's
the
about
bodies,
2
wasn't it?
hours back to where you left those bodies. Yeah.
Fine.
Hopefully, it's just superstition that ain't actually real, and the body's just gonna be set there, and they just have some weird sacrifice of blood.
Hopefully, that'd be best case scenario, really, wouldn't it?
Fingers
Worst
crossed
case.
for all involved.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do? You want to sort of head straight back out to take care of this?
Elwyn's gonna be stealth while we're going there because he feels a bit useless.
Okay. Cool. You guys all happy? Just push on then, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
that seems cool. Let's. Okie dokie. I will get you all to begin your journey then. Cool. Okay. So yeah, it's it's getting pretty dark already at this point. It's already sort of early evening. Begin heading back back in that direction to where you originally came from. What I will do is on the way, I will get everybody to get everyone to make a perception check for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who
Are
wants
we
to be? Sorry, go on.
Are we playing with the new rules about insight checks?
Yeah. We will. I didn't think of it
Sounds-
for this one, but yeah.
That sounds fun.
Also, Carl requested that somebody controls him this evening, so when that becomes relevant, I will allow you to argue amongst yourselves. Cool.
Oh,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
very good at doing that.
Yeah, that is true. That's kind of what you specialised in as of late, so that is all good. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you begin making your way back. The darkness sort of drops quite significantly. About 90 minutes into your journey, most of the way there, or sort of the distance you expect to have to travel. You as you're sort of heading through the forest, you're always aware that there's a constant noise, constant sort of movement in the forest. Anyway, like this is quite a lively forest. There is various animal and wildlife all around you. But each of you, let's have a look at your scores. Carl and Elwyn in particular, you kind of just have this that sense of being watched, almost as if you're being tracked. You sort of look out to sort of just get a clearer idea of your surroundings. You don't see anything, you don't notice anything. If anything, it's almost like the forest is actually getting a little too quiet. It's almost the opposite of that. You almost feel suspicious because of the lack of movement rather than from the movement you're used to around you.
Okay.
How
Oh wow,
far
we all
away?
rolled so bad.
Yeah, we all did great. How far away do we think we are from where these bodies were?
Half an hour, 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to suggest we start traveling quite carefully just when we think we're getting close to where they were.
Mhm.
Just in case they have turned into something. We don't want to really just waltz in and find it. We'd be better to take them by surprise if they have.
Yeah, agree.
So I'm going to suggest we start traveling at a stealthier pace for the next
Okay.
hour
Oh,
or
our
so.
stealthy pace stays the same as the normal pace.
Thanks to Elwyn.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Why are we should okay. Can we just make a point then that we are always traveling stealthily when we're in a forest?
With
Um,
Elwyn. If he's not
if
there, we're not.
Elwyn's there, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Or a swamp.
Or a swamp.
It's alright. Hydra jumping out underneath you'll be fine. It went well for that
Yeah.
kobold.
Exactly.
Cool, yeah. You sort of carry on at the pace you are. Elwyn quite aware of the surroundings. And again, Elwyn, you kind of like it's almost like the forest is just too quiet. Like it's not silent, but it's just not right. It's not enough. And as you carry on your journey, you suddenly become aware that there's a rustling only about 35, 40 feet just to your right as you're going through the forest, and you can actually see there's like some of the sort of brush just over to the side is like begin to move a little. And a humanoid figure sort of all of a sudden bursts through, almost looking a little panicked, and sort of like looks back and looks behind himself, and then turns back and sees your party up in front. And he just he stops immediately when he sees you, and just like stops, almost sort of like deer in headlights, and just freezes in place as he sort of sees this group walking through the forest.
Hi.
Who are you? Who?
I'm Z. This is everyone else.
Well, I just think you're hiding.
You, as soon as you introduce yourself, Z, he sort of stops and almost sort of points out at you, a little bit shocked. He says, you with them? Are you one of them?
I'm with them, and I point to the rest of my group.
They don't look like you.
No, well, we all look a bit different. That's the beauty of the world, isn't it, mate?
They're nearby.
Are you okay?
Shadowfae nearby. I saw them.
3 of them.
More than that. They're 7, 6, 7.
I look back around to everyone else. This isn't good.
Yeah, we should have come this way.
How far away were they?
They maybe I don't know. I saw them. I just ran. 2 or 3 minutes of running.
Oh,
Not
okay,
far.
close then. Close. Okay, stay with us.
Go.
Stay with us for a minute.
Can I try and watch in that direction?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm going to suggest that some people look that way, see if they can spot anyone coming through the forest. Is that mist and that darkness? Has that come back as well?
No, you've got the sort of natural darkness of the forest, just where the sun's gone down. And there's just this sort of entire lack of light. Even the moonlight struggles to sort of penetrate the treetops. But no, there's no mist on the ground or anything like you experienced previously.
What if C introduces himself alone? They might not attack when they're in people.
I ain't one of their people, mate.
Their race.
Don't think I'm quite enough for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
half one.
enough, aren't you, sweetie?
I've got potentially a Hail Mary if they do come by.
So this Hail Mary worked on the last ones that attacked us.
No, because they found us. Are we like? I don't know. Only works if they wouldn't be able to see through magical darkness.
So Warforged should be able to sell you a trick.
Well, Warforged would be able to see through it because he can see through magical darkness, yeah. But I can make a cloud of pitch black, 15-foot radius, if they come near, and we just stay in that until they go past. But I don't know if that's going to actually work, or if they're going to be able to just see straight through it.
Wait, how does it work? That's a dumb question. What happens if I try to look through it? That's a better question.
Can you see through magical darkness?
No, I can't.
Then you would just see black. It would just be dark.
Is that not gonna like? Is that
We have
not?
a Warforge.
Is that not basically a gigantic light?
I suppose yeah. It's almost like it's almost too dark, isn't it?
Yeah, is that right? Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, sure,
maybe.
they can't see us, but they know something weird's going on.
They know
so they can
something's
just
going
wait
on there
until
because
it-
they can't see. I suppose. Yeah. I just don't know if we're going to be able to stand our ground against 7 of them.
No, I don't think so either.
Elwyn, do you see anything?
I'm looking.
Don't see anything at the minute. No, I mean
It might be best to have Warforged as our main lookout. I'm sure he's got the best vision.
Been
right
lookout
now,
if you guys
correct?
wanted to.
Can I look back through to that page quickly in my book that I was on and see if anything else is there?
Yeah. As this is going on, you flick back through the book. You're able to find that page again in this sort of there's probably at least there's at least 1,000 pages in this book. It's quite a heavy, large book, but you find that page almost quite naturally. It's almost like it wants you to see it. As you sort of flip the book open, it just opens that particular page, and it's still there. Just those 2 words: Zeviel, disappointment.
Yeah, well.
Be a new spell.
What, Zeviel's great disappointment?
Makes
That, to be
everyone-
fair, is a cracking idea for a spell. I'm on it. Well, that didn't help at all. Shut it. Put it in my bag. If you're not going to be any use staying there.
Is there any like divots in the ground, Sam?
No, you're in a pretty sort of straightforward part of the forest. There's nothing particularly exciting landscape wise around at the moment. Anything like that, no.
Any trees or anything?
Yeah, you're in quite a thick
Tree or
bit of
bushes?
forest
I
at
want
the
to
moment.
hide and just watch from a hidden position in a bush or behind a tree.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
I can try and talk to them if you want. I might be able to blag it. I might be able to get away with it.
No, it's best if we're gonna hide. We might as well try and hide. Oh, what's your
No,
name,
this-
by the way?
Sucks.
I asked the old human person that came past.
You what? Sorry, you asked
Their name.
their name, and he sort of steps forward a little bit closer, And he sort of extends his hand out to you. He says, it's and he coughs. He almost doubles over for a second. You see, as he coughs, he sort of brings up this like really thick, almost like phlegmy sort of substance, lands down on the floor, and he stops. He's bent over as he does it. And he stops for a second. And he sort of comes back up and he goes to speak again. And he does it again, and this time he sort of, this sort of thick gloop almost just sort of pours from his mouth at this point. Instead of like coughing it up, it sort of just drips out from his mouth and drips down to the ground. And it sort of just keeps coming. There's like a ton of it. This is like quite severe.
Can I get a good distance away from him?
As I say, I back up slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I stand behind Carl.
Yeah, and as it does, this gloop is sort of, you see it sort of forms almost into like three piles, three shapes, and then the body, this humanoid body, just as it sort of stops, the last bit of this liquid just sort of falls out of the mouth, pours out. It just drops down to the ground immediately. And these three sort of piles of gloop, almost like an orangey browny tar type substance, they begin just sort of sloping towards you, and they sort of form up into these, like, they stand about 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet, but they just sort of form into these like humanoid type shapes. What I will do,
We need to burn them.
I will get you to roll initiative, but before we do, Warforged, can you just bring your ghost back? Because technically you still have a ghost.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, it won't carry over between scenes. I can bring him between scenes. If I do, you no longer have control of him. So
I thought you meant go over to the other map.
Oh,
okay,
yeah, no, just cast it. Yeah, just cast it again. Just so you've got a ghostly friend.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Fuck this forest.
Yeah, this forest is weird.
Hector.
Um,
Carl's rolled critical on his initiative.
Indeed, which means that you can all begin arguing amongst yourselves, I guess. Who wants to take general control of Carl?
I do not want to.
I
Too
do
much
not want
pressure.
to. Hit Carl.
Well, I will give permission. I'll just give permissions to all of you, and you can argue.
Outrageous.
yourselves.
Let Shane take
Outrageous.
the choice. He knows how to play Barbarian.
And a fighter.
Yeah.
I've played both.
Shane,
definitely rage.
you control Carl then.
I've got up. Yeah. Cole will rage.
Nice.
Straight in. What weapons do you normally use?
He has a long sword.
Yeah,
Normally.
Is okay. So he's got loads.
he does.
Should I have basically no vision?
It is very dark.
It is very dark. Okay,
You
that's
should
fine.
have vision,
Oh,
but
it's
not a
nice.
lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, nice, good start. You should control Carl more often.
Well,
Second hit.
Shane is the crit master, to be fair. We
I
know
always roll
this.
high on the old.
Fighters and barbarians for Shane is a good time to be rolling.
And obviously bonus action was thing, so that is it.
Nice, good work, Shane Carl. Z, you're up.
Call him Elwin Garbin.
Hope we're ready to see things light up. How much did it look like that one that just got smacked actually was hurting from that?
Well, as these hits sort of went in, they you see the weapons almost just sort of for a second just sort of slip into the tar. It certainly seems to do some damage. Like it reacts and it winces and pulls back, but there's no real signs of bleeding or anything. And the weapons almost just seem to like slice through it.
Good enough. I will. Can I stand on top of this tree stump?
Yeah, you can.
Or I'll move myself here. Can we say I'm stood on top of the tree stump?
Sure.
Because I don't want to be within 5 feet of this thing, basically. And I will dash that direction. I will dart over there. And pull from my bag this small crystal from my component pouch. And I hold it up to the sky for a second and just point straight towards these guys with it. And cast lightning bolt.
Ooh. Before you do, I'm gonna do one thing quick.
You're gonna make me do a thing.
I am gonna do one thing.
Okay.
That guy took too much damage because that is not a magical weapon. Hint, hint.
Yeah, thought that might be the case. Okay.
I'm just gonna put a little bit of health back on him.
Unacceptable.
I know. It's shocking.
Barbaric.
Continue.
But yeah, I cast lightning bolt, which I believe is a really, really long straight line.
It's a long straight line.
Oh, okay, so I do have to cast it from the corner.
Yeah, lines are a bit funny, but it will still get
Yeah,
them.
I'll do that because I don't want to hit Carl with it. That's a dreadful roll. That is 1, 2. I rolled 4 ones there in the damage.
Nice. Well done.
However, it's 21 points of lightning damage, or half that, or none if they really smart.
Yeah, you cast
They take none.
lightning bolt. They do take no damage.
Yeah, that's fine. And I will go, shit! Guys, lightning's bad. Don't do lightning. And then just, like, duck myself over to the other side of this tree stump and just,
I feel
like,
bad that's your first
sink
usage
down.
of that spell.
Yeah, hey, it's bound to happen. I want to know what these things are.
Leokin.
Yep, that is me. Cool. So I'm not me. Okay, so I'm gonna try and attack this one here with. I didn't get spell slots back. Right. That.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I will then try take my second attack. I think that's this character. Yeah. There's too many characters I play now, and I don't know what they have.
That's what happens when you're in 12 campaigns.
Okay, cool. And then I will. That's not a. Yes. Yeah, that's it. My turn.
Okay.
That is my turn.
The Accursed Spectre of Warforged.
That's not me. That's not me, but also me.
It's sort of you, yeah.
It's definitely you.
Okay. It's gonna run in front of me, and then it's gonna do that to that.
It's going to do that to that. Nice, yes, a hit. He fails his throw as well, so yeah.
Nice.
You hit him. You lower his hit point maximum. Well done. Anything else you would like to do?
Okay, guys, look, well, actually, no, I can't do that. I can't say anything, can I? I can't. Me.
No. We worked out last time that the Spectre says nothing.
Iron Spectre.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Spectre. I am a cursed Spectre of Warforged. There you go.
I'm Eleanor.
Yeah, so I'll just have a quick. It's really hard to see exactly who you are. Fine, it's slightly annoying, but it's also not a problem. I'm gonna run over to here.
Mhm.
I think that works, and just say to Z, what about fire? And cast burning hands
That's how you do it.
and see if that works.
I mean, it's only fair that fire does double damage if lightning does nothing, right?
It does not do double damage. It just does.
Nice.
I mean, it does damage, and damage is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all roll. Actually, they roll horrendously badly. One of them got 0, and one got a -1. So.
Ah, so dex saves is the way to go for these guys.
Then I'm going to disengage as a bonus action and run back. I just say, "Yep, fireworks."
Yeah, it
And
looks like
that's
it.
me done. That's me done.
Yeah.
Cheers,
So,
cheers,
yeah,
love.
you lay down that fire. They take damage, but you see them all. They sort of let out this like squealing noise. But you do also notice the flames almost sort of absorb into them. Elwyn.
Oh dear, maybe it's not a good idea.
Erwin will take disadvantage arrow shots at him.
Okay. Yeah, Elwyn doesn't care. It hits still.
And I'll just step back a bit, and Pepper will follow me.
No worries. Cool. This one that has taken the sort of brunt of the damage so far. You see the last bits of the flame, that burning hands, are still sort of around it, and they slowly just sort of like seep into this just sort of pile of ooze that it is, and it almost just for a moment glows. It almost begins like glowing this like luminous red orange color, and it is now under the effect of the haste spell.
Oh, balls. Whose terrible idea was it to set fire to him, eh? Gah. Cold damage it is.
Yeah, then it just immediately reaches out towards Carl in front of him, and hits with a slam.
It's alright, Carl's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It sort of reaches out slowly with that sort of like this just oozy, gooey hand shape. But Carl just dodges out of the way. It takes a second attack at him, which is a crit. Hits Carl for 28 bludgeoning damage. Although Carl is raging and he takes 14. And Carl becomes grappled by this. As it sort of hits him and smashes down on him, this gooey ooze just almost just sort of like engulfs Carl, and you can see he's almost just sort of like covered in it, and you can see as he takes the hit, he's sort of struggling to move a little, just stuck inside this like viscous ooze. And then as its extra action from the haste, it is going to attempt to use Soul Sap on Carl. Can you make a wisdom save for me, Carl? Nice. So this ooze, it begins like you see some of it sort of like starts. It's almost like the ooze that's wrapping around Carl begins moving itself, and it starts like just taking over and forcing itself down into his windpipe and trying to sort of take control of it. But Carl's just got enough about himself that he's able to like shake it off and just refuse its attempt to like control him. This next one sees that Carl sort of covered by its buddy, and then reaches out and does the same thing and slams its fist towards Leokin. Again, Leokin, you sort of dodge out of the way of one. It takes a second one, which critically misses you, and then it uses its haste attack for one last attempt. That
Oof.
one does hit you.
It's not cool.
Can Carl still use his sentinel attack to
Oh
hit
yeah,
the
yeah,
other guy?
totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it disadvantage or is it of itself?
No.
He's gonna hit it.
Yeah, he does. Nice. Nice. I need to fix that magical damage a bit, but yeah, that hits. Yeah, so it swings twice at you, Leokin. You dodge out of the way of the first two. And then as the last one comes down towards you, you time your dodge just wrong, and you're sort of covered in this horrific, sticky tar substance. You are Warforged. It's your turn.
I am Warforged.
Indeed.
Can I move here?
Yes.
And then can I do this?
Yes. Oh, you're tolling the dead, are you?
Yeah.
He succeeds.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
I'm like, well, I failed. Yeah. You guys do whatever you want now. Because I'm failed. Yeah, that's what I say. And then.
Fair enough. You guys, it's up to you. Well, that same one that you just swung at, or at least attempted to cast the spell, seems to recognise you sort of as you gesture out towards him and cast that Toll of the Dead. It responds again. This body just sort of glows orange and red, and it swings at you with its slam. It hits you for 13 damage, and that also grapples you. Then takes a second slam on you, which misses you. And then for its action via haste, it's going to attempt to invade you and sap your soul. Make
I'm
a
sorry,
wisdom
what?
save.
I don't have a soul.
Indeed, apparently not. Again, the same as Carl, like Warforged, you feel that substance. It sort of like starts seeping in every hole in your body, in your armor, sort of where the mouth where you speak from. But you just sort of fight it off and stand strong against it. You are okay. Carl, you are grappled, but it is your turn.
Carl will not care about being grappled. It means he can't run away.
It's a good try, but it's not good enough.
Oh, sucks.
Yeah, I've said this for a while. Nice.
Does he still have any of the Sapuri dice? If so, where
I
is
can't remember
it?
when they refresh. He definitely used them. Oh, no, they come back in a short rest.
aren't
So
they?
yeah, he has got all four back. Yeah.
Can he try a trip action on the one that's grappling him?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm thinking if he falls down, he can't grapple him anymore, right?
Stay strong, I'm afraid. It's pretty strong. Yeah, it's not enough.
He does get to add
You
a
do
D8
get to do the
damage
extra
roll.
D8 damage dice there. Yeah, you're right.
Also, did you say he only had 4 superiority dice? Has he sneakily multi-classed into a 3rd class and not told us?
That's a good question. Why has he only got 4?
You get 1
Yeah,
per
he should have
level,
5.
right?
Yeah, he should have 5.
Yeah. Unless
Oh, I see him
it's per proficiency or something. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Don't worry, I'll check.
Yeah, have a double
You
check
carry
real
on.
quick. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, it does do an extra 2 damage.
It had Pepper doing the D8 roll.
Nice. Well, Pepper. Anything else for Carl?
That would be it for Carl.
Yeah.
Oh no, you just have 4.
Oh,
superiority
it's just a
dice.
set number, is it?
You gain another at 7th level and 1 at 15th level.
They're not actually tied to level or anything. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Z, you're up in that case.
I believe I'm Z, but you know, whatever.
We...
I go this way. So, this one in the middle looks nicely hurt, right?
That's the one that everyone's been wailing on, yeah.
And is also hasted.
Yes, they were all hasted.
Oh,
their
yeah, of course
turns.
they all got. In that case, I will target the one closest to me, and I will attempt to cast a chromatic orb at it.
Oh, exciting.
Definitely hits, and I'm gonna go for cold damage
Nice.
and see if that slows it down.
Yeah,
If
it's
that
the
does
same
the
thing
opposite
again.
or not.
You see the sort of this icy cold sort of smash around it, and again it sort of seems to seep in, and you almost see it. The shape of it almost sort of turns this sort of bluey tint, and it almost seems to harden. Yeah.
It's now resistant to more damage, probably. Great. Or I've just given it a higher armor class. Who knows? We'll see. That's all I can do. So I'm gonna duck behind this again. I stay behind my tree stump.
Leokin, you are grappled,
That is me.
but you do get a turn.
What does grapple mean again? Sorry.
It just means you can't move. Your movement speed is 0.
Oh, that's fine. Nice attack. Cool. Ha.
Yeah, boy.
Ooh,
Decent amount of damage, I suppose.
And you have a magic weapon.
that is good. That's good enough damage, I reckon.
Yeah, that first one you cut through it and you just see the sort of the shape of it just fall apart. Second swing, not so good.
Mhm. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's cool. The accursed spectre of Warforged.
I am the accursed spectre of Warforged. Me and my me are gonna keep on attacking this one.
Nice, yeah, you hit. Yeah, you hit for 7 necrotic damage, and you lower its max hit points. Again.
Just in case it takes a rest. You never know.
Yeah. Just in case. Yeah, that's my turn. Well, that's my cursed spectre of Warforged sound.
Indeed. Edna.
Yeah. So quick question.
Yeah.
If I wanted to cast fear,
Mhm.
I can only do it on people with creature intelligence 3 or lower. How does that work, like mechanically? Do I have to ask you and then I can use it or not, or do I have to wait on an action to try it and see what happens?
Yeah, I think you probably have to try it. Yeah. I will get you to make a Let me have a little decide on this. See what you've ascertained from what you've seen so far. I'll get you to do a nature check to see what you've picked up from so far, I guess.
Sure.
Nice. So what's the it's intelligence 3, is it?
Or lower, I believe. Yeah, 3
Oh,
or lower.
is this from some item you've got?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like from what you've seen of them, the way they've sort of moved and stuff so far, they're probably a higher intelligence than that. Yeah.
Okay,
In
that's
fact,
fine.
you're very confident with that result.
Yeah, that's fine. Gonna run to here and just shoot one with a. Oh, they got half cover from there. I can't quite see why they would have half cover. I might be able to do something better than that.
They shouldn't do, to be honest. There you go.
Just a firebolt.
Nice.
A
Fire.
miss. Well, I don't think I would have necessarily noticed entirely that it was hasted. So, and they're already hasted, so who cares? But it misses anyway. So, That's all fine. And then I'm done.
Okay. Elwyn.
Back in 1 moment.
Yeah, no sweat.
And we'll just shoot arrows.
That's what he does. Ooh, not like that though.
That one's better.
No bonus action.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm starting to get a feel for which players have bonus actions and which don't.
I do, but I don't at the moment.
Yeah, not about your spells, right? Yeah. Cool. This one on his turn, he has you grappled still. Leokin. Oh, Carl's no longer grappled either, by the way. Yeah, he still has you grappled. And he will. Yeah, he takes a. He sort of again this the same as what you've seen happen with Warforged and Carl. You feel all of that ooze around you start the bits on your face. You can almost feel it like this tickling as it begins moving and reaching inside your mouth and down into your windpipe. Leokin, make a wisdom save for me. You guys are high on the wisdom, aren't you?
Very, very wisdomous.
Yes, indeed. Wisdomous indeed. There's no better way to describe that word. Yeah, it sort of reaches down. You feel it sort of reaching down, almost sort of just tickling the back of your throat, and you're just able to, even with the grapple but all around you, able to sort of shake it off, and you are fine. Warforged.
I am Warforged.
Indeed.
Correct. Yeah. Agreed.
What would you like to do, Mr. Warforged?
I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
From adjacency, that's cool.
I know.
It's never
Totally.
stopped you before.
Worked against the dragon. Why not now?
Nice. Yeah, you get 10 damage through.
I'm assuming these guys are from the Tome of Beasts, are they?
They are, yes.
Yeah. Has some really neat stuff in.
They are, yeah. You can use Lance of Lethargy if you want.
Sure.
I mean, you're all stood next to them, but...
I'll use Lance of
anything
Lethargy.
else you would like to do, Mr. Warforged, other than that?
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Okay, well, this lethargically lanced creature, yeah, you see its body hardens a little, where it's taking that cold damage. You see that slightly blue glow. And he lifts up his hand to slam down at you, Warforged, but he seems to be moving slower than he was previously. Looks like he's only gonna get off one attack this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that slowness, it kind of works in your favour as well. He sort of slams down towards you, and it just sort of, you have enough time to see it coming. You dodge out of the way, Warforged. It just sort of slams down, smashes onto the ground next to you. Carl.
Carl is going to hit.
Nice.
And I'll use another one of security dice because I like these. And I will. If I use a disarming trap, can that break the hold action? Sorry.
If you use what, sorry?
Disarming attack. Sorry. Does that disarm him from being holding
No,
me?
because it would be a disarm. It gets rid of a weapon.
Cool. I'll do a trip attack. So that might.
Yeah.
Stop him from grappling. Can't grapple him if he's on the floor.
Again, stand strong. You
It's
do get
D8.
that extra damage though, yeah.
Good old Pepper's rolling him.
She's a good girl. Cool. That's it for you. Z.
Yes,
Fire
that
or
is
ice, it's your
me.
choice.
So the one
something
really
else.
close to me. This one's already been hit by
You-
me, hasn't it?
Yeah, you hit that with frost damage last turn, yeah.
In that case, I'll look up that one because it looks like it's had some kind of an effect, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
you can see, yeah.
it's definitely slowed down. So I'll shoot a ray of frost up to this other one.
Yeah. Nice.
9 damage apparently. So what? I will not complain. That's not bad going for a cantrip. And yeah, speed is reduced by 10 feet as well.
Indeed.
And do you know what? I'm feeling brave. I'm going to stay stood here because I'm getting bored of not being able to see anything. It's no fun not being able to see what's going on, so I'm staying here. End of turn.
We'll make you pay for that then.
Yeah, I'm going to regret that.
It's me.
It's you.
I'll go for this one next to me.
Yeah.
So this is the one that has me grappled, right?
It is, yes. Nice.
You're not dead.
Not dead.
If you're dead now. Huh?
Leokin, you're the man. Well, Cormac will be really happy to know Leokin's killed 2 monsters tonight.
Warforged just killed 0.
Indeed.
Odie.
Warforged.
You feel that sort of ooze around you. You're still a little bit sticky and covered in it, but it's sort of like it no longer has that like tight grasp on you, Leokin.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do?
No. Actually, yes, I will. I'll move. To here.
Yeah, nice. The accursed spectre of Warforged.
Odie.
And if you kill it, does it count as you killing it? Because it's a ghost.
Not
of something
really.
else, right?
It's not really
And
you
I
that
life
kills it.
drain Cody.
Nice, 12 necrotic damage. Cool. You get the 12 damage through, but it does not lower its hit points, I'm afraid. Anything else you would like to do, Warforged, or the
No.
Accursed Spectre?
No.
Nice. Eleanor, can you steal Cormac's kill?
I can totally try.
Splendid news.
Warforged quick, Sam. So
Apparently not.
No.
I've not rolled very well on these firebolt attacks, and apparently not very committed to it.
Yeah, that too on the last turn was like horrible.
That's it.
Okay. Elwyn, can you steal
And I
Warforged's
steal
kill?
Cormac's kills.
You can. Poor Warforged. Yeah, you send the arrow through, and that arrow the arrow just sort of like seeps into this oozy form, and at the same time it does, the ooze just sort of like, it doesn't just like sort of collapse down because it's this like viscousy, tarry sort of thickness, but it just sort of slowly lays down, just loses that the shape and the form of it just sort of fades. Yeah, and the three of these three bodies that are previously sort of mobile, they just sort of drop down into this puddles of gloop left on the ground.
And while you guys are still over there, can you go and search, see if it's got any res this of the 3 elves that we killed? See if they're them.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. Does it look like drow putty?
Does it look like drow putty? Well, there's a question,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's the description we're going for now because I've said it and I hate myself.
I'll get you to make an investigation check, I guess. See.
Oh boy. I do know my drow putty very well, so
Do you?
yes. Look at me go.
So if I'm right, you can't see the result of that, right?
I
No.
could see the result of that.
Oh, you could, but others can't. I assume.
No,
Well,
I
yeah,
cannot see
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, okay, so only you can. Okay, I'm halfway to doing what I wanted to do with those checks, then that's fine. Yeah, you have a look through, but to be honest, there's little signs of anything. They really are. There's no, you see no possessions. There's no weapons, no clothing. These are just puddles of orangey, browny, sort of sticky tar sap of some description. Certainly nothing that gives you any sense of anything you've encountered previously. There's nothing that links it to anything you've seen or fought. No.
I mean, yeah, these could be drow guys, but who knows? They're
What about the
putty.
guy they came from? Is there anything on him?
Yeah, we'll check his body.
Yeah. You sort of have a look through his body. He has very little on him. He has nothing in terms of like currency or anything. He has like a hand axe. Looks quite well worn, but the blade itself seems like it had quite heavy use. You don't find anything else on him, but you do, as you're sort of having a look through his pockets, checking for anything. You recognise him as a member of the Famir tribe you stayed with previously.
Oh,
You recognise
That's
him as
odd.
one of the people from around the tribe.
oh dear. Oh, okay. Hmm. That's peculiar. Which way did they all set off? They went in the opposite direction of where we said, didn't they?
Pretty much, yeah. Maybe not the exact opposite, but yeah, probably not
Hmm.
far off.
That concerns me. Do
Remember
we
to
remember?
drain his blood.
Yeah, do we remember seeing him leave with the rest of the village? Would we be able to remember?
You'll sort of try to have a think about it. You guys were kind of probably more paying attention to this attempt to remove the curse from Carl's shield. None of you can say for certain that you saw him leave or you saw him with the rest of the tribe, but there's about sort of somewhere between sort of 40, 50 members of the tribe, all packing up in quite a rush. You can't be certain. So none of you can say for sure that he was there at the time and packing up with them.
It's an issue. Okay. Well, that might have to be a thread we pull at in a minute to see if our mateys are still with us. But what are we doing? Are we doing anything about this? Are we doing anything about supposedly the Shadow Fae they saw not far from here?
Well,
Should we drain
whilst
their
they're
blood?
lying,
Yeah, I didn't think to see if they
Does
were
he have
telling
any
the
blood?
truth. That's the other thought, yeah.
He doesn't. You can't really see much in the way of injuries on him.
Is he dead?
Yeah, you sort of take the pulse. There's no life force in him at all. No.
I take out my dagger. Anyone
Yeah.
have any opposition to this? I look around.
No.
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 Warforged, you're horrible.
Yeah, I'd slit the guy's throat,
Yeah, you sort of cut his throat.
put him face down.
Yeah, the blood sort of begins to sort of pool around this sort of face down body as you do.
Say a quiet, swift prayer to Timora and stand up again. Wipe the blood off my dagger and pop it back in its little sheath on my belt. Where are we going?
Do you want to take his hand axe with us? So then, if he's got any relatives, we can like let them know what happened to him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, good
I'm
idea.
not gonna remember this guy's name.
I pick it up and I just slide it into like a metal loop on my belt or whatever to pop it in there. I'll hold on to it. I like the idea of having a hand axe. That could be fun. I'm not proficient in hand axes, I don't think. I'm not proficient in hand axes. They're basically just daggers, but slightly longer, right? So.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, they're not. These aren't like massive wood
It's not like a
chopping axes,
battle
yeah.
axe or anything,
Oh,
right?
it's Warforged. Warforged's pretty good with hand axes.
Yeah, you know your way around a hand axe, right?
Yup, I do know my way around a hand axe.
I'm assuming it's not magical or anything. When I touch it, it doesn't feel magical.
No,
I don't know. Warford,
No.
where's your little hand axe? Your little weapon you had? I don't see it on you anymore.
Oh, I gave that to a person
I was gonna say,
so they
can
can
he
melt
remember?
it. I
I
gave it to a
remembered.
person so they
Yeah.
can melt it down and then make it into a sword.
Oh yeah, we
When
still
did you
have to
say you
go
were
do
going
that,
back
don't we?
for it? How long did you say you were
Yeah.
going to be?
Like a day.
How long have we been since then?
About a week, right? Since we
Um,
left, Griffin Steel, been about a week, hasn't it?
let me double check. Yeah, you Warforged. You left your hand axe there on the 1st of October. It's now the 8th.
Yes, it's been a week.
I mean, it would be a smart idea if we go back there.
Be great, wouldn't it? We got to burn this place to the ground first, though.
Okay. I have firebolt, so I can set it on fire.
I pull the book out my bag, flip to that same page.
Yeah, and that page again just seems to open straight to it. Your name's there, but the word underneath is no longer there.
Is there anything else different about it?
No. So it almost looks like that part of the page has never been written on.
Hmm. I'm gonna whisper you.
I'll be back in 1 sec, folks.
Aye, aye. Yeah, this blood is slowly sort of pooling around this body. Um,
I got one of them, Sam.
that's fine.
Okay.
Anything you want to do, Warforged? Leokin at the moment?
No.
No.
I look over at Leokum.
Oh.
Does he look like
I'm
he's just? Does it look like he's just heard something terrible in his head? Can I make like a insight check or something to see if he's showing any, and like he's just heard something?
Sure. I've made the roll on your behalf.
Fine by me.
No. Leokin kind of seems unaffected in general. Sort of, you see, he's just checking over his longsword as he sort of is sort of sheathing it
I see
again.
his weapon
following
is
that.
really good for killing people.
Or great sword. Sorry, I called it longsword, didn't I? Sorry, Leokin.
I mean, it is a long sword, to be fair.
yeah, and it's great.
It's just also great. You all right, bud?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, just thought I'd check. You know, last time we were in the forest and sat around for a while, you got a bit stabby.
That is why I'm sat nowhere near the group.
So what are you doing? Sorry, I had to go and get dinner from downstairs. What are we up to?
Z slit the throat of the male.
Yeah.
And then that was about it, basically.
Okay.
He's taken the hand axe from him as well.
I'm not sure. I don't know if this person was alive, I guess, before they fell over.
I think they were possessed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I guess that's a good
Maybe
But-
they died, and this is what happens to their bodies.
Mm. Well, that's what I'm
You
just
don't drain their
thinking.
blood, and that
Maybe
fuse that came out was why you drain their blood.
that's what I was thinking. Maybe they get
I was kind
these
of shouting
creatures
this over to you all.
possess these creatures maybe possess the dead bodies of things that are left in the forest.
Yeah, which means we've got a gigantic.
Yeah, it means we've got a bit of an issue on our hands when we get about 20 minutes that way.
Which actually I've been meaning to ask you about that. Are people of that stature quite common for?
Well, that's the shape of that
Drow.
masculine one you fought last time.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
half
but
Drow,
that's the
half
question
giant.
for that's a question for Z.
Oh,
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'd have no idea.
you've never seen a sort of
I've-
a human or an elf with that kind of muscular structure.
Yeah.
Certainly, this
Have I ever
was.
seen an elf with that muscular structure?
Not an elf. No, you've in your time in your travels, you've seen quite a few beasts, but never nothing like elves tend to be quite even the stronger elves you've encountered in your lifetime. They tend to be quite sort of still slender, slim, quite sort of athletic, graceful, depending on their their way with people.
Not me.
But I mean, this particular elf slash drow slash shadow fae was just a mountain of muscle.
Maybe he's half Drow, half troll.
You know what? That is a possibility.
Yeah.
And now I'm even more scared. We should find their bodies.
You guys wanna
How's
carry
everyone?
on?
How's everyone feeling?
A bit
I'm
sick.
fine. The biggest problem is it's getting
It's
dark.
fine.
It's very dark. Yeah, it's quite late. We should probably be thinking about setting up camp. Issue being,
We're going to have
I'm
to go and see this before, otherwise we might just rest where
yeah,
we were.
exactly. We need
Yeah.
to at least see if those bodies are there. If they aren't there, I think we move 20 minutes the other direction again and make a camp.
Yeah,
If
I
they
agree.
are, we deal with them and then we camp.
Are you happy if I light the way?
Oh, please do. Yeah,
Okay, fine. I'm kind of just cast dancing lights,
Yeah.
just generally around us.
Yeah.
I can.
Just while you're traveling.
I can snuff them out pretty quickly if we need to. It's fine.
Okay, you guys are you gonna carry on towards where the bodies were. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much more.
Yeah,
I'm happy
moving-
to travel if I can turn the lights on.
Moving
Yeah.
as stealthily as we can with lights.
Well, you can move. You can move pretty stealthily with Elwyn at normal speed. Obviously, the lights are there, but you've got some.
Actually,
Can we make them dimmer at all? Or
no, even better. Can I just light my hooded lantern?
Yeah, totally.
I'll just do that instead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Makes
in that
sense.
same sense, Carl could light his honey glazed lantern.
Yeah. His honey glazed lantern. That makes it sound very tasty.
yeah, that sounds quite delicious.
Yeah. So you've got two lamps between Carl and Eleanor. So yeah, you're all good. Yeah, you guys carry on. Takes about 20, maybe probably close to 25, 35 minutes. It's getting a little darker. You're a little slower. Just as you're traveling through the darkness, watching your way quite carefully, especially your light sources. As you reach that clearing where you were previously. You sort of reach that clearing, and you can, as you sort of get to the edge of the sort of tree line, you all stop, and you can have a look out across the clearing where there was like that stream running through it, and you can see there's a number of humanoid bodies, sort of well, humanoids. There are a number of humanoids walking around the area. You can see there seems to be three of them crouched over those three that have fallen, and you do see that they seem to be in the process of some kind of bloodletting or draining of the blood of the three bodies that were left behind.
Is it the townspeople?
Well, I suppose I can get you all to make a perception check. I guess, yeah, I'll roll a perception check for everyone, I guess. Yeah. Oh wow, you guys should let me roll for you more often. I think everybody other than Warford's got a 1. Everyone else got like 15 plus.
To be fair, are we not possibly rolling at disadvantage at this point?
Yeah, maybe. I'll let you have it.
We've got light, right? We're fine.
These are from the edge of the tree lines where you are. You're quite covered, but you've got a really good view of them. Like these are definitely not the Famir. You can count. You can count seven people sort of walking around the area, checking on those 3 bodies, draining them of the blood. Of this 7, 3 of them look very similar, nearly identical in stature to that muscular mass of the 3 you fought previously. There is no strong leap of logic required for you to assume this looks like more Shadow Fae.
We should get
need
the hell out of
to
here.
run. We need to very quickly back away, and I will suggest this to everyone, and we back away quietly from this area. I will keep my eyes on them just to make sure they don't spot us, but we need to go.
Do we take our lamps off?
Yeah, turn them off, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. The hooded lamp you can just cover, I believe. So I would have done that. Like when we got to the clearing, I would have covered it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed you guys wouldn't just like shine out.
Yeah,
torches
just rock
and
up with
the
some
sky.
lights here. Just what's going on here?
So when it's covered, it's dim light to 5-foot radius. But I would have hidden it in some way.
No, you're good. As a group stealth check, you're fine. Nobody seems to sort of move in any way as you stop and look out, or as you sort of begin to retreat slowly back into the tree line. You seem safe.
They were letting the blood as well.
Yeah, they were clearly doing some kind of bloodletting or draining of the blood from the 3 that you'd killed previously. Yeah, it was hard to see from the distance you were at and in the darkness exactly what they were doing, but they're definitely, they seem to be doing some kind of, not even ritual, but certainly they were definitely draining the blood in some way.
Okay, so it's not just the familiar that do it. We need to move at least like half an hour from here before we can camp up for the night, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But then we need to camp up because it's like already nearly 10 o'clock at night.
Should we roughly judge it at 10:30 with camp?
Yeah, I say we walk half an hour straight in the opposite direction of this clearing, from where we are, and then we'll try and find somewhere to camp from there.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are pretty stealthy, and you're after seeing these sort of 7 figures, 3 of those sort of strong, muscular ones again. You're all very wary, quite on edge. You're very careful of your movements. You're able to sort of move pretty quietly, very, very quietly through the forest. You travel for about 35 minutes, gets to what you would estimate to be about 10:30. You guys wanting to camp up, I take it, yeah?
Guess we try and make a camp. I'm afraid, guys, it might be a cold one tonight because I don't think we can light a fire.
That's all right.
I will cuddle up next to Pepper.
I'll cuddle up.
Not the Oaken.
I'll cuddle up next to Carl.
Does anyone
sure
want
he
to cuddle
won't
up with
mind.
the Oaken?
He might get a bit stabby, so no.
That's fair. He probably deserves that.
Yeah, not even close. No chance.
Wow, guys! Wow.
You're welcome to come cuddle with me and Carl if you want. We're very cuddly.
I will respectfully not intrude. Two's company, three's the crowd.
Indeed. So you guys you're making quite a basic camping setup. I take it you're not setting a fire or anything. You set up tents, etc., or canvases, or
I'll set up my. Actually, no, I won't even bother. I'll just grab my roll and just lay on the roll.
Yeah.
I'm go- I will take 5 minutes to throw up my tent quickly. Just
I believe Cole shares his tent.
And I'm
Probably.
actually I'm going to set my roll up against a tree.
Mhm.
So I'm sort of sleeping in a sitting position, with one hand on my rapier.
Yeah.
Or near my rapier. I might shift in my sleep, but
As I don't have a tent anyway, I'm guessing Ellen will do what he always does.
A man
Sleep
of
in
the
a tree.
wild.
A tree with pepper. Some leaves over us, camouflaged us in.
What about Warforged and
can-
Leokin? What are your plans?
Leokin's gonna sleep by himself.
I'm
I
just gonna
imagined Warforged
sleep
is
by a
sat there
tree.
as a lighthouse.
Leokin's gonna put his tent up.
I'm just gonna sit by a tree, but sleeping, but not sleeping. You know, because
Yeah.
Does your head go at like a 180, like a full circle, like spinning around?
does it? Is this what my head does, Sam?
I don't know. You tell me. Can it?
It can, but it doesn't normally do it.
I'm guessing so you can see all directions while we're sleeping, so something doesn't sneak behind us.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, what's the plan in terms of watches or anything? I'm presuming with these guys not too far away, you're probably gonna. You guys
absolutely.
just trust in
We've got
Warforged or
we've got
No,
two
I-
elves, right? So us elves only need like 4 hours sleep, right?
yeah.
Only proper elves, not half elves. Half elves need the full 8 hours still.
Okay,
Hmm.
I can do 4
Maximum.
hours sleep and take the rest of the watch with Warforge.
I think we should definitely have at least 2 people on watch, so Warforged and somebody else.
I'll watch. I'll watch for the first
You
hour
sure?
or two.
So you do the
Yeah.
first 2 hours, then that's not gonna work. Oh, that's fine. We can do watches. Watches are fine. I'll
Yeah.
I'll watch at some point as well. Between me, you, and
Elwyn.
Elwyn, sorry, we should be fine. That's
Yeah, it
enough.
should be all right.
So you need 2, 2, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. We can even get other people involved if they want to, but having a couple of people on watch is a good idea.
I reckon Carl would probably do a watch as well, right?
Yeah, he would love to. In fact,
Probably,
actually,
yeah.
so back when I was in Army Cadets, you'd always do what was known as stag duty. I don't know why it's called stag. Anyway, watches with 2 people because otherwise one person might fall asleep, which is quite a good thing to do.
That probably makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. But it's fine with Warforged as well. We'll make it work.
That's cool. So who's taking the watches and which order? Not that it matters for any reason. Obviously.
I think
Elf
I'm
will do
taking the
last
second watch. So over 8 hours, I'm doing the second. Z's doing the first.
Yeah.
Owen's doing the last 2 essentially.
Yeah.
And then the others people, Carl. I guess Carl can join mine. I don't know.
And
That's
Leokin
cool.
and Z. They could talk about the voices in the head together.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which,
And Elwyn would just do his with Pepper.
is it so? It's me, Leokin, and Warforged on a watch together. Start with.
Sounds that way.
I'm fine with that.
What group?
Yeah, I know. So like, Warforged is in like sentry mode, right? So is technically watching but not doing anything other than watching, right?
Watches and can hear, but if he
Yeah.
can't
Has
really
to-
converse. Yeah.
So I look over to Leokin as we're sat there, kind of keeping an eye out, and I go, "Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
You're not still hearing things?
No, I haven't heard them in ages now.
Are you
Once
sure?"
I started telling you guys everything, and I mean everything, I haven't heard a thing.
You've not heard anything. You didn't hear anything this evening.
No.
Do I believe him?
Let me make an insight check for you.
I saw that inside check.
Yeah,
by
I
the
see
way.
that as well. To
Okay,
be fair,
that's fine. Oh, I put it to the wrong setting. I will perfect this over time. I mean, Lyokin seems tired. It's been a weird day. You guys, you know, this is still the same day or same sort of long rest since you encountered the family Starless. That weirdness,
Yeah.
the tension between the
Long day.
party, everything else. But yeah, it seems a bit tired, but seems pretty open at this point. If anything,
Yeah.
the Oaken probably seems more relaxed than he's seemed in some time.
Okay. Just I heard something again.
Oh, what did you hear?
Was when I cut that guy's throat.
Okay, what did you hear?
It said well done. It said impressive. It told me to draw blood.
On who?
Didn't say who. So it may have
Elwyn.
just been no. It didn't say who. But I didn't say anything because generally, if I say something, it hurts. And I kind of
Mhm.
tense up for a second, expecting like a pang of some kind of like headache or something to hit as soon as I say something, but
Get nothing.
nothing. But so I don't know whether doing that appeased whatever it is that's saying these things. But when we were at that river, when we were at the stream where we killed those shadow fae, my book changed.
Okay.
It had my name in it, and it said I was a disappointment, which, not the
That's quite
craziest thing I've
funny.
ever heard in my life. It happens a lot, but it's gone now.
Well, that's weird.
Like it's vanished from the book. And
How do you reckon we can get it to show again?
well, I get the book out and I flip open. I assume I can immediately flip back open to that page again.
Yeah.
And I assume it's not there.
No.
And I'm like, it was right there. I literally point exactly to where it was. It said it right
Is there
there.
anything else on that page that I see? Or is that empty?
There's scribbles and writings all over the page. Nothing you can read other than you can read in common the word Zirviel. And just underneath it, there's just an empty space where the page looks entirely untarnished, like it's never been used. Just in that sort of maybe space for a line or two of text beneath it.
Are the notes
You
that
remember
are the notes that I made still on there?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you remember where you got this from? This book?
This book. Yeah, I got it from a traveling merchant of some kind. A salesman, a strange figure.
Okay.
On the road to Griffinsteel.
Hmm. Was anything up with him?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, he seemed like an odd fella. Um, not the normalest of things to have someone show up and offer a fancy book full of secrets, which I believe is how he put it. It was this book's full of all kinds of secrets, stuff you won't find in a library, and well, I was a bit curious, so that's on me. But am I right in thinking the person I got it from was Elven?
Yes.
Sam, it was an
Yeah.
Elven fellow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I am starting to worry that this book might be more trouble than it's worth. But I mean, the stuff that's coming out of it's pretty great.
The things it's telling you to do isn't great.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to work out if it's the book telling me, but I don't know.
Was it the voices speaking through the book?
Well, this is the thing. This is why I don't know. The voices are very, very distinct, the same as what you've heard. but
Is there scratching in the
I've never,
background?
but I've never heard the voice from the book. The book's never spoken to me.
Do you hear the scratching in the background?
Yeah, like metal on stone.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
the
heard.
same voice as what you've been hearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know where it's coming from, and it's not clear that it's coming from the book.
I reckon it's the book. But then when I accused that book of being evil, the voices started.
Is that when it started?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like that.
Maybe we don't shout at the book.
I don't like that at all.
It might upset its feelings.
Man, you've given me a lot to think about. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. Right, yeah. I just kind of sink back into myself for a second and just sit there with that book open on my lap in my hands, just kind of staring at that page. Willing for it to say anything, explain itself. Just in my head, just all that's going round is just explain what you want from me. Like,
I'll let you sit on that moment for a minute while I get Lizzie a
yeah.
drink.
Oh,
I'll be back in one moment.
see, that would have been like key information there, Cody, of the whispers started once you called the book evil. Because that has severely changed my thought process. Because that's concerning.
Started
Right.
as soon as
It's
I
not just me
accused the
that
book
thinks
of
that's.
evil.
Yeah, it's not just me that thinks that's concerning, right?
No, I think it's very concerning.
This supposedly good book.
I don't
And
think anyone else has said it's a good book before.
I have. It's a great book.
Hold on, I'll be back in a moment.
In this forest.
Ugh, I don't. Oh God, I don't even know anymore. Should we burn it? Should we just burn it?
I hope you burn it.
Oh. No, because there's so much cool stuff that comes from it. Whilst Sam's not here, by the way, what is the plan tomorrow? Like when we get up, what is the plan?
I would like to continue the journey that the woman sent us on.
So what? Keep heading towards the center of the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
However,
we find the Shadow Face City there, and then do what?
I don't know. Panic. I'm also. Ellen is also completely sick of this shit. So if someone wants to do something else, there's a very good chance that she'll be convinced. But she doesn't
Let's
have a
just,
better. She doesn't have a better plan. So
let's just go back to Griffinsteel.
Quite like the look of this forest.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
But there's stuff to learn.
I fucking hate it.
What
I
if
also
we
had a
can't even
really
get out of
cool
the forest
idea
at the
about
moment?
your book, Jake, but I don't know if my character would suggest it.
Oh,
What if we are stuck in the forest?
I really hope we're not, because we've done that before.
Depends if you were evil or not.
Well, I know I'm not, but you know,
I don't know if I'm not.
Hi, not.
Would the forest want the book to stay in the forest?
maybe. Oh, I don't know. I
Wait,
don't know.
can
Why'd you
I
have
also
to?
say
Yeah,
something else too
yeah,
when we're on watch?
yeah.
Um, when we it let me out of the forest that one time,
Mm.
I hadn't turned good. I don't think. The voices came back and they said, "This is your chance. We can't keep it for much longer. Go now."
So they let you out of the forest.
Yeah.
That's oh, I don't like this. Because then is it the forest talking to you, or is it the book? Because the book was nowhere near you at that point. The book was with me in Griffinsteel at that point. So it can't have been the book talking to you. It had to be something else.
God.
I'm gonna have to talk to Elwyn at some point because he seems to know something about this Corin's fall or something.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to speak to him. I think I'll speak to him on the walk tomorrow.
Everybody can take the benefits of a long rest.
Am I poisoned still?
You mean you're not going to make me play out the conversation I have for 2 hours with Carl, are you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It goes like this. And then we sit in silence for 2 hours,
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
staring out at the distance, never making eye contact.
Yeah, you'll rest up through the night. Cormac, unfortunately, your spectre during the night just dissipates and fades away.
Does it wave to you when it fades away, Cormac?
Does it? That's how do you know this information?
It's up to you.
But it's not
does
really
it?
information, you can make it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It waves to me.
Your
Oh,
friend
that's
waves. Nice. Yeah, you make it through the night. Those on watch, you don't see any signs of the Shadow Fae. You're not interrupted. You're able to. Maybe it's not the best night's rest that any of you have ever had. You're a little on edge and tense for various reasons that have gone over the last 24 hours. But yeah, you get a rest. You get a long rest. You make it through to the following morning.
I think we should go and investigate those bodies still.
I feel
Or the
more.
area they were in.
I was gonna say I feel more comfortable heading that way now that we've
Okay.
rested up. But I would still like to avoid fighting the millions of those that there are, if possible.
I do not want to go that way because of the potential for fighting.
Yeah.
But I will if people really want to, but I don't want to for that reason. That's my
I feel
well,
like we
Eleanor's feeling.
should, and then we can at least see what direction they left in.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to argue too hard.
But what are we actually doing? Are we going to still looking for the furbolgs, or are we because that god, the agricultural god, told us to return the daughter or the
Which
sister?
we did.
Sorry, we've done that.
Yeah.
We're going to go back looking for furbolgs, or we're going to look for the Shadow State City.
Well, maybe if we continue walking on the direction that she told us to, she'll turn up again, and then maybe we can talk to her then and make a decision when we get to talk to her.
My other thing I've been thinking about: how long's that Shadow Fae village been here for? Did they roughly tell us that, Sam?
I don't remember if they specified a time, but it's been for multiple generations of the family, like their tribe, their like parents.
Roughly how many centuries has it been since that wand was used to kill off all the elves?
150-ish, 150, 160.
So would that mean this village survived the wand?
Certainly seems that way, yeah.
Or this village was made by the wand.
That was what I was going with.
Yeah, possible.
Did it get brought here? Because if you're saying that, sort of the timelines do seem similar.
Possible, isn't it?
Could be worth to investigating.
It should be, yeah. Excuse me. That's my story.
What distance was I from Griffin Still when the one was set off?
You were in your home at the time.
That's probably a similar distance to this, right? Is it a bit further?
Bit further away, yeah. Yeah.
Are we gonna go slowly to where we were, where we killed the Shadow Fae?
Yeah, I think we need to be stealthily going if we're going.
Yeah, you want to head back to that area again, do you?
I think so. Is that generally the direction we were heading anyway, or is it slightly off course?
Generally, direction you were heading when? Sorry.
We were heading towards the center of the forest.
Oh, yeah, roughly. I mean, you're relatively deep in the forest at this point. But yeah, roughly in that sort of direction, I suppose. Yeah.
I guess we head that way, and if we need to skirt round there.
Yeah, I can try and track to see what direction they went in. So if we want to avoid them, we go a different way.
Yeah.
Or if we want to follow them, we can follow them. At least then we've got the choice.
Well, okay. I will get you all to make a stealth check then if you are deciding to approach stealthily.
I get to make 3 stealth rolls.
Yeah. I'm so stealthy.
Oh, how rubbish.
Mr. the Oakin.
Yep, sorry.
Is Warforge here?
Yeah, it's rolled. Yeah, it's there now. Yeah, it was a bit slow coming in that one, wasn't it? Cool. Yeah, you begin making your way back. You're not a long distance from it. You sort of you're quite careful and cautious on your approach. You don't really see anything. You occasionally get some movement around you as the sort of wildlife of the forest is sort of waking up early in the morning. You start to come back to that sort of clearing that where that stream was in the center. And as you get there, you can't see that group of bodies, or that group of the Shadow Fae at all. There you can still see the three Shadow Fae bodies that have been left in the center. And you can spot just on a larger rock, sort of just on the edge of the stream, there's what appears to be a humanoid figure just sort of sat there. And you can see they just seem to be, they've got like their legs just sort of dangling off the edge of this rock they're sat on, just sort of over the stream, as they're sort of seems to just be like looking down, watching the water flow past.
Is it the God Woman? The agriculture God Woman?
From where you are currently, certainly seems to match her. Similar sort of stature, same clothing. You can see that sort of grey, scraggly hair. Yeah. You see her. She sort of stops as she's sort of looking down to water, and then she sort of looks back over her shoulder. She just sort of calls out. There's nothing to be scared of now. They've gone.
Hi.
And she slowly sort of stands up and gets up off this sort of rock she's stood on, and she turns around and sort of just walks the stream over towards the tree line where your group are. And she does this little sort of small chuckle to herself as she walks over, and she almost just sort of like laughs at you a little bit and just says, mighty brave warriors you thought yourselves to be, but it seems even you were not brave enough to challenge the Shadow Fae.
Challenge some of them.
You challenged some, that is true. And tell me, what prevented you from challenging the rest of them last night.
We enjoy living.
You've got to pick the fights at the right time.
My daughter in this forest, they do not get to pick their fights at the right time. She requires warriors that can protect this forest.
Can I ask you a question?
You may ask, and it is my prerogative to answer.
Have you been speaking to any of our group in their minds?
If I needed to make contact with you, I would make my presence shown, as I have done a number of times.
Do I believe her?
Don't feel you've got any reason not to. I mean, I'll make a private insight roll on your behalf.
I feel like Elwyn's a bit more skeptical after the group wanting to kill him.
Yeah, she's made herself appear or be found a number of times during your journeys in the forest. And so, so it doesn't seem to match with the way she's sort of chosen to communicate with you previously.
Does your daughter do stuff like that?
Communicate how? Through your head?
Yeah.
No, she chooses to communicate in subtler ways. Sometimes perhaps the grass around you will just become more alive, more greener, more fresh. Or perhaps a newborn lamb will cross your path. She chooses nature as her way of communication. I'm not sure that messages in your mind would be her way.
Is there another god in this forest that would do stuff like that?
Why would you ask a question like that? Ask of a god.
I do a glance to Leokin and Zevia when she says that.
Huh? What? You talking about me?
What?
You have reason to believe a god speaks to you?
I
These
wouldn't
are
say
delusions
anything
of
so.
grandeur, are they not?
I was to say I wouldn't say anything as grand as a god. An annoyance, maybe.
Annoying god.
It is, in my experience, even with the most annoying of gods, perhaps not best to call them annoying, lest they decide to dish out their retribution for such comments.
Well, we only call the annoying ones annoying, so it's fine.
And she smiles and just sort of laughs at you, clearly sort of quite amused. So, you have learnt much in your time in the forest. I believe one of you has even began bloodletting.
I stop. I just freeze. Just stand there like.
Tell me about that. So, why did they do that?
They do that because they are afraid of what the forest does if the blood remains. It's Durende, his grip deep within the bodies of anything that is not drained.
Who is Durende?
Durende.
Do we actually know who that is? I know we've heard of the fingernails, but we haven't heard it otherwise, have we? That term.
And she almost sort of spins in place from it. Almost does like almost like a ballerina's pirouette, I guess. She does like a little spin, and she looks about the forest, and she says, "Durende is all around us. This forest is what remains of Durende."
Is Durende a god? Was Durende a god?
God is a funny term for his kind. Your people would call myself and my kind gods, but beasts beasts like that, they are before our time. They are maybe before creation itself.
The old gods.
Ha! That's interesting. Maybe before the old gods.
Meaning like kind of like, I don't know. I want to use the word primordial, but that feels again quite grand and maybe not befitting such a thing. But
I have understanding of that word. I guess it would not be an inaccurate description of his kind. We believe it's because of creatures like Durende that magic exists on this plane. They brought something, a spark, a piece of another plane or another existence to this plane. But it's curious you talk of the old gods. This voice. What does it tell you? And for the sort of first time, she almost seems. This is the first time she's shown any need of information from you.
what voice?
Can I see if I can like trust her?
You want to see if you can trust her. I mean, I will make an insight check on your behalf. Yeah, again, like she's been in all your previous encounters first, she's been quite friendly, quite open. She sort of pointed you in the direction of this situation with the Honey Queen and this child that was held captive there. But there's definitely a slight change in her demeanor. Not menacing or anything like that, but more just, as I say, it's almost as if for the first time you have something which you have knowledge that she doesn't have, or you seem aware of something that she did not expect you to be aware of.
Back 1 second, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
We hear me and that one. We hear voices. They have like metal scratching sounds, and they tell us to kill our friends.
The voice is a metal scratching, or
There's metal scratching in the background.
and
Say
her
friends, but am I the only one that you've asked to kill?
No, you're
No.
not the only one.
her facial expression changes, and there's the light, the airiness of around her. This sort of general, slight sort of almost otherworldliness of her. Whenever you've encountered her previously, it just drops almost entirely. And you actually begin to notice the ground around you becomes drier. The dirt becomes drier. The grass almost loses its color, almost as if it's beginning to wilt around you. And she just sort of she looks back at you, Leokin. You what has it asked of you?
Kill the elf.
What has it asked for? And
It's us. It's us. For me
when
to
has it
kill the
asked?
elf.
How long?
Since I'd say about a week ago, a couple of days. I think that's correct, right?
This is
But it's stopped now, so it's fine.
Well,
that's if it has stopped. That is not fine. That's
Well, it stopped for me.
and you.
not so much.
she sort of steps up at you, and she puts both of her hands on your shoulders. And she sort of looks you in the eyes, but it's almost like she's looking through your eyes. She's not even looking at you. She's looking at something inside of you. And
All right.
not violently, but she just sort of, as she has her hands on yourself, she almost sort of just clutches into them. One hand, the right hand, almost, it's not quite painful, but she's just sort of, you can feel the fingertips in the top of your shoulder blade as she really grabs onto you. Get out of him. Release him. You have no place here. You were. And she just lets go of you immediately.
You okay?
It's not me I worry about. Are you okay?
Oh, always, yeah. Of course I am. I mean, I get some pretty serious headaches every now and then because I don't seem to like to do what the angry voice in my head says, but I can live with that.
You know who the angry voice is?
She looks at you and she looks at you just in silence from her Elwyn. Then she just shakes her head. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is something dark, but I do not know.
Just on a kind of potentially out of nowhere point here. Does the name Corin mean anything to you? Or Corin's Fall?
This means nothing. I do not know what you talk about.
That's fine. I just wanted to check. There's been a few threads floating around, and I'm trying to link them together, and they're not linking at the moment, and it's bothering me. But it's fine.
Here's a string. Link them together.
Yeah, it'd be great. That's what I'm looking for. Is the string. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not frustrated. It's fine.
Have I remembered anything new about like Corin?
No, not particularly.
It was a brief time.
I just made the insight check on your party's behalf, by the way. And again, you should let me roll more often.
Nice.
Well, on your insight checks, Eleanor got a 12, Z got a 17, Carl got a 19, Warforged, Elwyn, and the Oaken got a 20.
Oh, nice. Good job, guys.
If only I could write that.
So why is this god lying to us then?
She is absolutely withholding at this point. There is no doubt. She doesn't want to talk about whatever this subject is.
What about what I've just asked, or about what the other stuff that's gone on?
Hard to be sure, but there's a definite change in demeanor where she's gone from having the knowledge and giving you knowledge to realizing you knew something she doesn't, and to now just no longer wanting to hold this conversation.
I mean, if you know something, we're in need. You know, if you can remember anything at all, it might seem insignificant to you even, but it could help us here. Like something's going on, and we need to find out what.
You, the two of you, which of you heard this voice first?
Me.
I point to Leokin.
I heard it first.
Okay, well, I suggest that you hand it over to me now. What you have. This situation is beyond the strength of mere mortals like you.
I don't know what you mean. Hand what over?
Do not play games. You carry one of the rings, don't you?
I don't have rings.
And she looks to you, Z. Where did he find it?
Wait, a ring? I look over at Leokin. Is he wearing any rings, or has he mentioned finding rings? He hasn't, right?
Have any jewelry on at all, Leokin?
No.
Wait, what kind of ring?
This always starts the same way with one of the rings.
What are the rings?
This is beyond. This is beyond mortals. I suggest you hand it over.
Wait, it's not this.
Could I
Is it?
turn my back just for a second?
Can I offer my ring? The one I found.
Yeah, yeah. She
Is this what you're talking about?
she reaches her hand out, she looks at it, and she just throws it down onto the ground.
I guess not.
And she just doesn't even justify her response. She's at this point. She clearly is just looking down on you entirely as a group at this point.
I pick it up, I sort of like brush it off and put it back on, feeling not guilty anymore.
I don't have any rings. I can make you a ring.
Can I insight check Leokin when he says
Wait,
to
are you
insight
trying
check
to ask
Leokin.
me if I want to marry you? If so,
No, don't smart talk. A bloody
God.
That is historically never ended well for anybody.
Elwyn, you've got
course.
Leokin seems very. Leokin actually seems quite extremely confident at this point. Like Leokin does not have a ring, does not know what she is talking about. Like it seems extremely sincere. This is something beyond ants in the dust.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no, oh no. If I can do the thing I whispered you,
Yeah.
and then once I've done that, I guess.
No, you
Nothing.
can't see anything though.
No, okay. I turn back around and I've got a handful of rings and stuff on my fingers, but as far as I'm aware, they're all ones I've made.
Yeah.
And I hold out my hands like I don't. It's not any of these, right? These are all ones I made.
She sort of grabs you by the palm and just really jerks your arm towards her. She looks over at your hand and then just slaps it away with her hand again.
Give it the book.
I just checked the book. There's no ring on it.
What book?
I have a book that I've been reading.
What book?
I don't wanna, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I get the book out. And I hold it very, very tightly in my hands. But kind of turn around so that she can see the front of it. And hold out. I've been reading this.
That has no place in this forest.
Do you know what it is?
Do you?
It's a book. I don't get much more of it than that. It's a book about magic.
She reached out one hand sort of towards, doesn't really go to take the book, just reached out a hand sort of just in your direction. Doesn't, if anything, almost sort of pulls away from you a little as she does it. And then she just pulls the hand back again. And she's, where did you get this book? Where have you been? Where did you find this?
I traded with a guy on the road into Griffinsteel with it. I traded a bit of jewellery for it.
And again, the ground around you, the grass sort of just around where you're all standing, where this conversation is taking place, the grass looks dead at this point. It's like dry. It's almost like brittle. You can almost snap like a blade of grass with your foot if you placed it down at this point. The dirt looks dry, like it hasn't had rainfall in days, weeks. and she looks at you. She says, "This is not natural. This does not belong."
What do you know of this book?
I know nothing of this book, but I do not like it. It does not belong here. May I hold it?
That depends entirely on what you're going to do with it when you do.
You have no place questioning a god.
I mean, as much as I like you, you did just say you didn't like to be called a god.
Will you give me the book?
I briefly will spin a glance to the rest of the party to see what their viewpoint is here, just to see if I can pick up anything from like facial expressions as to whether they think I should hand it over or not.
I feel like Elwyn's
Sneaking
questioning this
looks a
god
bit
question,
bad
okay?
for dobbing you in.
I am once again trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing in the bloody forest talking to a god.
Did you say,
And
Shano?
don't give a
I
lot.
don't know if I trust a god currently, or should our demeanours change?
I'm a little concerned that I'm gonna lose my book. But what about you, Warforged? Do I get anything from you? If you're there.
Here's
Being
Warforged.
Warforged. Yeah, Warforged generally is just being Warforged. Like, Warforged does ask, like, I mean, it's just a book, isn't it?
You have no say in this. You are not even natural. You have no say.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We all have
That
a
hurt.
say here.
We'll have a say here.
Will you give me the book?
What is your intention with it?
Like a god.
And you see
If you
her.
don't, if you don't mind me asking.
She almost seems like for the first time she seems truly kind of angry. Like why would an ant, a bug, ask this of her? Like you there's almost a look of disdain, like disgust, like the cheek of such a question.
Like, forgive me, but I traded a lot for this book, so keeping hold of it is quite important to me.
Yeah, there is and immediately there is like an ear splitting, like almost painful crashing noise. This is like it's overwhelming, it's overpowering. You've never heard anything like it. And it makes you wince. You pull your eyes closed and you open them, and you're stood on the edge of the forest in the fields on the outskirts of pear trees.
Just me?
All of you.
All of us.
The tree line of the edge of the forest, it's thicker, it's overgrown, there are these sharp nettle sharp spiky roots growing up all around, which almost seem like protection, something to prevent you entering the forest.
Well, shit. Am I still holding the book?
Yeah, you have all your possessions.
Guys,
He
I pissed
seems
off a god.
nice.
You pissed off a god so badly that she locked her forest away from everybody else, including these fine people of pear trees who may or may not need to go into that forest.
Well,
They
He
they
seems
don't like the
nice.
forest, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe we should get this book checked out because it seems like it's trouble.
I want to
Well,
read the book
I
now.
was meaning to speak to all of you about this anyway, but that happened instead. But should we find somewhere to go to sit and chat, or should we get on a train and sit and chat on the train?
I'm fed up with this area, and
I
it
would like
looks
to go back to Griffinsteel.
Yeah, same here. What
I
time
would
does
like
train
to go
leave?
back to Griffinstone.
10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Was it 10 p.m.?
10 a.m. and 10
8
p.m.
10
Yeah.
a.m. and 10 p.m. So we can get the 10 a.m. Right?
Oh wait, I thought it was 10 a.m. from one, and
There's-
10 p.m.
there's-
from the other.
Both, right?
Was there 2 a day?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's get a train.
I think we get the I think we get the 10 a.m. right back to Griffinsteel. We've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get my what's it
I'm
called?
just gonna go grab a drink quickly,
I-
and you
I need
can
to get
say
my
hi
sword.
when you go
Is
grab a
it, it's
drink.
a gold piece, right? I've paid a gold piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Shall I pay
Oh,
a gold
18.
piece as well?
It is one gold
like
piece
expensive.
each for the lightning
Do I have to
round.
pay
Not that expensive for the train, actually.
Do I have to pay for Pepper as
Oh
well?
yeah, you wouldn't know
No,
because
Pepper,
you never
Pepper
took it.
is Pepper is no additional charge.
Oh, is she luggage now where she's my bag holder?
Something like that, yeah.
But I've paid my gold.
Sam.
Yes.
I do not have any gold. Actually, never mind. I do have gold. Wait. So what did I say? I wanted my new weapon to be?
Hand axe?
Because I can't remember.
I believe you said longsword, but
Oh,
I might
Could
be
I
imagining
change-
that.
could I change what I wanted?
Cost ya.
Actually, never mind. No, it's fine.
To be fair, I think you asked for a great sword.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
For what?
I've just realised.
Go on.
I've just realised that I'm really good with rapiers.
I'm fine if you want to say you asked for a rapier.
Yeah, because I've just seen, like, I know that there's the 5d6 piercing, like, psychic thing, but, like, I've just seen that it's, like, 1d20 plus 4.
For
Yeah.
what it's worth, you should be equally as good with rapiers as you are with longswords and
Yeah.
greatswords because you're a hexblade. You get to add
Jack, one sec.
you get to add your charisma instead of your strength or dex for attacks, if you want to. I don't know how good your charisma is, but
My charisma is plus 4.
yeah, I assume it's decent. So that'll be the same no matter what type of weapon you have, as long as you
I'm
make
back.
it your packed weapon.
Oh, come
What,
on.
what,
You got away with that one, Cody.
what?
Doesn't matter.
Wait, hold on. So where are we going again? Where did I get
Griffinsteel.
my sword from?
Griffinsteel.
Where was I getting my sword from or whatever?
The Golden Crucible in Griffinsteel.
Okay. Where are we right now?
Pear trees. You're a 8-hour lightning rail journey away from Griffinsteel.
Oh, are we on the thing already? Are we on the...
Well, I mean, you guys got 2 hours before the thing. These of you watched anything else in pear trees.
Okay, could I go to the Iron Sister?
Yeah.
Could I buy some tinkerer's tools?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, snap!
How do I buy them?
Double click on the Iron Sister, the little building. You should be able to just buy it from there. I
Yeah.
believe.
You just click the little dollar symbol and it'll buy an item.
Boom.
Yay! I want to remove my god. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
I can't
thanks.
believe I pissed off a god enough to get us locked out of a city. Or locked
I
out of
mean-
a forest.
That's fine.
I feel like I was being fair.
I mean, also, you did it so badly that we have wasted like literal weeks of our life.
A week, thank you.
Weeks,
Jake, you've wasted months of our life.
Yes. Well, but you know what? That's what you get for playing D&D. I thought it was a perfectly fair question. What are you going to do with my very expensive book? Clearly, the god disagreed.
I would say it's a good enough question.
All I'd say was gonna blow it up, and I'd be like, do you know what? Fair play.
That's quite a confidence boost when the traitorous, murderous member of the party says they thought you were doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me feel really good about myself. I must have been doing the right thing.
I feel like I did that because I dobbed in about the book.
Yeah, that's on you really, because I sneakily checked the book to see if it had any rings on it, and it didn't. And now I'm concerned what this ring is.
But I also think the book may be
The book may be the ring,
a
Hold on.
problem.
Wait.
but
Wait, Aaron? Aaron just comes through a portal.
Oh yeah, wrong ring.
You're left.
See, if she got us out of this, why couldn't she just kick the shadow out there for us like that?
Wait, what are we rolling?
What?
Sam said roll something. I'm not sure if he said
No,
that
I
as a
didn't.
joke.
No.
definitely didn't.
No, he said wrong ring.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Because I said Aaron. And yeah. That's all I
I'm
said.
wondering why she doesn't kick the shadow out of the forest if she kick us out like that.
Maybe it doesn't work. No, because if it didn't work on Drow, then it wouldn't work on me.
Maybe a half.
Well, how odd. Not sure how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
Maybe only half of you come out of it.
Yeah, do I look like a Drow still?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I still look like me.
Changed completely.
I'm not just like a high elf now or something.
Not yet.
Would you be a human?
Hold on, I'll be back in a moment.
So if anyone wants to do in pear trees before leaving.
No, I'd be very happy to have a conversation as soon as possible with Z about what the hell's going on. With his book, that's more trouble than it seems to be worth. Certainly, it's more trouble than it's worth to me. But we can do that wherever.
I don't mind going to Stag and Dove and go and brag about being able to speak giant to that bar gay that tried tricking us.
We're just mentioning that you've remembered you can speak giant.
You can speak giant? Me.
Yeah, cool. You all board the train to Griffin still then. If there's a conversation you wanted to have, now's the time to have it.
Yeah, can we try and find a carriage with no one else in it?
Yeah, it's relatively quiet. It's easy enough to find you can get an entire carriage to yourselves. Yeah.
I figure you might have some questions, but I was speaking to Leokin last night as well about this, because I don't know how much more I can put up with from this book before it needs to go.
Do I remember the followers of Corin to be good or evil? In my experience.
Certainly on the sort of latter end of that scale.
Awesome.
Oh,
I did not get that information before.
I guess in where I followed them while I was in my bad patch.
Awesome. Do you know what? Again, that would have been really good information for one of the players to pass on to me.
I was in there seminars with them, so...
Brilliant. Great.
maybe
Do you say this out loud to us, Elwyn?
Wait, what did everyone say?
Depends if you are.
What did everyone say?
We're having a discussion about it now, so
When was the last time I saw any of them, or what area were they in?
Last time you saw the followers of Corin?
Yeah.
The only time you've ever had any sort of contact with them was not even on this continent, in fact.
Was it in Jaresh?
It's
The Kresh?
no, it's the
Is it the Badlands?
it's the yeah, it's
Fucking hell. Ugh.
Guys, I done fucked up.
Badlands.
But the worst thing is that you
I've been
inadvertently
fully under the impression that because it's a celestial
Wait,
and I've
what?
been able to do healing and stuff, it's like a great good person. It's a good
you
book.
innocently messed up once, and then you actively messed up when you could have like righted the wrong by giving it to a god. That was quite
Well,
handy and quite nice to us.
I was trying to just ask what was going to happen to it. I didn't think that was
To be
unfair.
fair, had you known that it was
Oh, it had that key information been told to me beforehand, I probably would have passed it over.
very quickly.
Yeah, I probably would have gone, yes, there you go, all yours.
Oh, fucking
What's happened? What?
So,
I mean, to
Corin,
be fair, like Elwyn did tell you that they worshipped a being that they believed was killed by the gods, and that following the teachings of Corin, they believed they could gain power. I guess you can read into
so
that.
that doesn't mean
English.
evil.
No, I guess it doesn't necessarily.
Things
mean
get killed by the gods all the time.
Still
Loads of
doesn't.
people
Yeah.
got
Could
killed
all
by
be
the
a
old
big
gods.
misunderstanding.
Like,
I think I got
Yes,
celestial and that and did not get evil. I got yeah.
She could have been one that killed
I
him.
came back to like lots of.
it's all
What?
gone to hell.
You missed a few pennies dropping into place, Cormac.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
that was those strings I was looking for. They've shown up now. Great. So I shouldn't be walking around with this thing in my backpack.
No, we should.
But the issue is, what do I do with it?
So I think there's two problems. Problem number one is that you spent a lot of money on it,
Yeah,
and that sucks for you.
that's less of a problem for everyone, more of just a me problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a you problem. Problem number two, is that for maybe it's good for us, but certainly not good for the wider world. We can't just get rid of it because if you just like chuck it out the window now, then somebody else is gonna potentially.
This is the issue I was thinking.
Where
Who
did
is
you meet the person that gave you the book?
just on the road into Griffinsteel?
Where,
What was that story?
whereabouts on the road?
I don't know, Stan. Whereabouts on the road?
It would have been between Pear Trees and Griffin still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Somewhere
we was,
there.
we might have come across the person. We could have investigated that.
Yeah. This
Or we
is...
could just forget about it. You've got a magic book that does stuff.
And a voice
Can
in your
I-
head.
We're alone in this carriage, right?
Yeah.
Can I do something that I actually don't think I've attempted to do yet? I mean, I'm assuming I would have done. So, like, tell me if I don't get anything from it. But can I ritually cast Identify and try and identify the book?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah,
Takes 10 minutes, so
it does.
anyone else discussing things whilst that's going on, go for it. But
Have you ever tried writing in your book?
yes, a lot.
Yeah,
Have you ever tried send message and try and send message from your book to someone's head?
Can't say I have. We'll try it shortly.
you cast
Send it
message.
to Leokin. Maybe the book was what was talking to Leokin. And the fact they want to be dead was because I was translating the book.
They did say that you weren't allowed to translate it. I think I remember Leokin saying that. Stop you translating anymore.
Maybe that was why the book wanted me dead, because I could read it.
Okay, am I right in thinking when we talked about Elwyn knowing stuff about Corin, he knew a cult that followed Corin?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Was the cult called Corin's Fool?
No,
Or was that something else I had picked up in the book?
They refer to themselves as the followers of Corin.
The followers of so Corin's Fool is something different
You would
that
have seen
I
that
picked
noted
up.
in the book, yeah.
I
So
spotted
that-
it in the book as well when I read it.
That gives me hope in that maybe the book is like about defeating this Corin creature, maybe.
I'm guessing it's
Wishful
probably his
thinking,
book.
I think.
Yeah, I agree, but you know,
Oh,
I mean, I'm expecting to get very little from identifying this book, but because I feel like I probably would have attempted it before, but I don't know.
Maybe you're more powerful now. Now you can identify better items.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean the book has some level of sort of innate magic about it. It's a spell book. It has some level of like just residual energy from it. But beyond that, you identify. You don't get any kind of use, any properties from it, any spells that it's like under the effect of, anything like that. No, not really.
And it wasn't created by a spell.
No,
No.
no.
Oh, I don't know. This confuses me. This confuses me, and I want to throw it out the window of this lightning rail, but I can't.
While we're in
Well,
the train, can I
also,
start dismantling these giant bee corpses while I'm here? Just like whack them on the table and just start like cutting them up.
Charming. Yeah, sure.
Sweetie, I know a little bit about how I look around to make sure there's nobody's walking in the cabbage. How your magic works. And don't you need to maybe think about getting your spells out of this book?
I suppose.
Otherwise you won't be able to do any of your things.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's
That would
a
cheap
lot
and
of
quick.
work.
And a lot of gold, right?
Mm.
I don't quite know how I managed to explain by the fact that I don't need to write down my book, my spells, but you do. But I guess I'm just better
Well,
than you.
you always use the same spells, right?
You've only got 9
Yeah,
spells.
you don't have to prepare spells. You just know the spells. If I only prepared the same 8 spells every day, I wouldn't need them written down. You only need to have spells written down to be able to change what you're preparing.
Ah, that's the story. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's the story in Baltimore.
Okay, so does that mean that if you actually prepare your day's worth of spells and then your spell gets destroyed, you don't actually need your spell book anymore?
Yeah, but you would lose any spells that you don't currently have prepared.
Yeah, right. So, but you would go on with your.
Yeah, because if you lose your spell book, you can start rewriting out a new one, and you can write in any spells that you currently have prepared.
Well, see, it's time to choose your
Okay.
9 or 10 best spells, and then burn the book.
10, yeah, 10 best spells. To be fair, I'd struggle to pick, but I'm really, really scared to be using Corin's touch now.
Yeah, it's not the total end of the world if your spell book was to get destroyed.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
wouldn't
it
be
could be better,
wouldn't be
of course.
great, but it could be
I
worse.
would fund for you to get a new one.
Thing is,
But it's hard to get a new one.
we're in a continent where magic is not allowed.
Well, you don't need you just need a book, right?
Yeah, but
And lots
I'm
of
gonna
materials.
Yeah, it would take me a while.
You need lots of inks and
Lots of
things.
inks and parchment to
Oh.
write
I mean,
out the spell forms.
I think the inks are expensive. As far as I know from, kind of learning a few tricks here and there, I think the inks and stuff are expensive. But I did come into some money recently, so I could help you out with that as well.
And to be fair, they're less expensive the second time round. Like rewriting out a spell you already know is a lot easier than writing out a spell you've just found.
The offer's
But-
there. I have some money, I could help you. I don't necessarily want to pay for all of it, but I could certainly help you with some of the costs. And I think that getting rid of this book is likely to help me not die.
Yeah. It's just annoying.
But you're not intrigued into where it all came from? Learning more about it before destroying it.
Oh, it's interesting, but it's also going to kill us. I'd like to survive.
So 1 hour and 10 gold pieces per level of the spell.
By the way, do we have a story to write that we upset a god, or are we going to leave that out the case?
We don't really have any stories, unfortunately.
Leave that out, right?
I don't think we have any stories because stories need, I guess, a beginning, middle, and end, and we kind of lack the ends to most of our things we learn.
We can write a story about a bear king. There's a king bear, and there's a bear that has armor on. how many people in the world know about bears that walk around, talk, and wear armor?
None of you until a few days ago.
But why do they care?
Don't know.
That's
I'm
the
quite
key.
intrigued myself, and I'm quite old. It's not about if they care; it's something to catch their eyes.
I think at this point Carl pipes up and says, "Yeah, nobody in Gryffindor gives a shit about bear people."
I don't know. Bear people is quite a good story. I
We
think.
might have a bit of a story there. Maybe there's something we can weave in. Strange goings on in the forest, reports of bear people and potential cities hidden in the forest and magical goings on.
I
The
would go
people
too
and
far.
bizarrely the people of Pear Tree seem oblivious to this. Maybe there's a story there. It's a bit. I don't think it's a front page one.
Not every story has to be front page.
No, but you get paid more for those.
I would
He
go
says
too
with
far into
complete
it. Last thing you'd want
confidence.
is Gryffindor send an army into the forest.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want that. Well, I don't really care.
I think a talking bears are quite an interesting story. New species found, talking bear. Warforged can draw some pictures of them.
Is
Is
there?
Warforged good
yeah.
at drawing?
You
That's the
tell
question
us.
for you. Yeah.
Sure.
Then they are.
Nice.
Oh, also, while we're sat down talking, randomly when we were all sat around Warforged, I feel like you said something that was quite important about yourself, about your creator dying. Was your creator
Huh?
an elf?
Wait, what? What you say? Huh?
You popped about your creator dying in front of you. Was he an
Yeah.
elf that died on the purge, as it could be called?
Yeah. Yeah. He did.
I think you only said that. Do you wanna talk about it at all? Did he know he was gonna die, or did he just plot?
Well, that. I don't know if he knew he was gonna die. I
But you're
mean,
always in Griffin still. So did your master work there?
I believe so.
No.
Sam would. Oh.
You've not been in Griffinsteel for very long at all, Warforged.
Oh. Okay. No, he wasn't. I was
So whereabouts are
from.
you from then, Warforge? Where were you made?
I cannot remember. Sam,
Yeah.
where was I made?
Um, you are correct. You do not remember. Your first memories, or as far as you can remember back, were like servitude to your creator. Essentially, you were his worker, his assistant. Yeah.
I was
Whereabouts
pretty
were you when
much.
your creator died?
You remember nothing, do you?
No.
At least you're honest. That's fine. You were inside of the what was the Halfling nation? Not the Halfling nation. Sorry, the Human nation of what it makes up the three nations of Austria now.
I was in like the human nation of Austria.
So was your master? Was he fighting with the elves against the other races, or was he a neutral?
Sam?
So I just keep narrating on your behalf.
Yeah, I do not remember anything about my story.
As long as you're happy for me to share it with everyone, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, your creator was neutral, was not involved in the war between the elves and the three nations at all. No.
Was it a similar era than I was?
No, they were Warforged and their crater were in the sort of northwest area of what is Austria now.
No, it's northeast, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the humans just didn't like elves and killed us all. Half us stayed neutral, really. Probably why the elves lost.
I've sent you some of your backstory in chat just as a reminder, Cormac.
Right, okay. I'm gonna do something with that. I'm gonna, like, yeah.
Splendid.
How do you... I can't remember to copy and how to copy and paste.
Control C, Control V.
What is it you want to do? What's it trying to do?
I'm just trying to, like, copy that, the thing you just sent me. To
Okay.
put it on a Google Doc or something.
It's all on Legend Keeper for you if you want your character page.
I do. That is a thing, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to share, Warforged, or are you happy?
I mean, if there's any questions, then I'll answer those. But
What's your creator's
Yeah.
name? Or is he just Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I
It wasn't a
remember.
particularly personal relationship. You really were kind of, I guess, a slave. Really, you were kind of just a almost a tool.
And you, Leokin.
Um,
You said you were looking for your parents' killers.
Yeah,
While you were trying to get power.
yeah.
We have a perfect member of our party that you could possibly might inquire about this to.
Who's this again?
Well, we have a member of a party that's on the night watch. Possibly on the night watch when your parents died.
Carl is a former member of the City Watch. Yeah.
And if you really wanted someone to help you get information about it, perfect one to ask.
But just not now.
Yeah.
It's not right now. He's having a nap. The old man's having a sleep. I think he drank too much last night.
Mm.
So if you do want to inquire about it,
Yeah, I'll ask him
be the
someone.
main to speak to.
Yeah, I'll ask him when he wakes up from his long nap.
That's cool.
I reckon he had a few too many celebration drinks for being out of the old forest.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do during any other questions or anything they want to ask during this train journey?
Do I make anything nice out of this old beast stuff?
That's a very good question. One sec. Let's get you to make for me. Can you make a survival check for me, Owen? Nice. Very good at that, aren't you? Yeah, you're able to take you're able to get 3 poison glands from it.
Okay, there's 2 corpses there, so do I only get 1 done?
You only have time to do 1 during this. Oh no, they're only they're small enough. You can do both. You You can do both in that one roll, so that's fine. Let me just. In that case, you get 5 poison glands. Anything else on this train journey?
I've already got 1 poison gland, so I'll just change that to 6 and then delete
Oh
the
yeah,
GIP
perfect.
courses.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Cool. I'll change that to 6 and how do you delete? Edit item.
There you go.
Oh, they're gone.
Cool. I guess unless anyone objects, we'll fast forward through your train journey.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to do. I think I'm deep in thought about potentially having to copy out every single one of my spells onto another bit of paper.
It's time for some extended downtime.
Well, yeah, I'd probably sit there for the few hours we've got and scribble away some notes on any paper I've got, like of the trying to condense and like shorthand my spells as much as possible, so that I can write them nice and quickly. So I don't know whether I'll be able to count any time copying off or not, but
That's cool.
Are we
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
try.
some little personal things when we get back in then? Have some days to ourselves.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you arrive back in Griffinsteel just after 6 p.m. You arrive a few minutes late, but you know that's the nature of public transport. Yeah, the station's pretty busy as you arrive. There's like quite a lot of people waiting to receive sort of stock or goods that is coming in on board the train. Yeah, you are back in the city. What are you all wanting to do?
Can I go to a newsstand and pick up a copy of the record, please?
Yeah. You guys, right outside the train station, there's a newsstand on there. And you can see the sort of familiar sort of design and layout of the record. There's like a black banner across the top of the front page. And you can as you sort of approach a little bit closer, you can see that it's there's basically some kind of like notice across the top on this black banner. It just it reads the record mourns one of its own.
Shit.
Ooh, who died?
And the salesman there is sort of offers a copy out, tells you it's 2 copper pieces.
Yeah, I just give him a silver.
Very generous. Yeah.
No, I don't. I give him 2 copper pieces because I haven't got a silver handy in my.
Yeah, he sort of hands you over a copy, and you can see it. You know, it says the record mourns one of its own. More information like page 4, and you flip through straight away, and you find there's an article written there, written by the editor.
Levi.
Yeah. Good memory, so I'm impressed. Yeah, and it's talking quite fondly about one of the staff writers for the paper who was recently 2 days ago found dead in their own home. One Nate Corney.
Shit.
Why does that ring a bell?
Because he's my friend. Shit. Did it say how he died? What happened with his death?
This is part of the story. Levi talks quite passionately about the need for the City Watch to fulfill their duties and to work out who or what did this. He was found. From reading the article, you can see he was found dead in his home, say 2 days ago. The details of which are being kept private by the City Watch. Levi's writing in general seems seems rather almost as if it's like applying pressure for them to release what information they may have. There's a clear sort of sense of upset from the record towards the City Watch about this.
Guys, I gotta go. I will catch you later. And I'm gonna just head off.
Yep.
I thought you were saying that in person then.
Bye, Cody.
I'm very good at acting. I'm very bad at acting. Yeah, I'll head off. And then I will not disclose where I'm going just yet.
That's fine.
I'm going to message you, Sam,
Yep.
on Facebook because it's easier to then make sure you have to type the thing correctly. But yeah, I'm going to head off.
Yeah, that's cool. Is there anything else? Like, what does everybody want to do at this point? You guys.
Is Warforged gonna go and get his
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Could I
I'll
go and
ask
get my...
Warforged if I can go with him.
Yeah, sure.
What's the date on the newspaper?
Is
it the correct?
It's
it is
dated
correct.
today. It is dated Wednesday,
Okay.
October the 9th. Yes.
And that is the date we expect it to be, and we haven't lost like 6 years of our lives.
Well,
It's the right year. It's the right
date
year.
is correct, but the year it all matches up to what you
Okay.
expect. Yes.
Damn, that would have been interesting. That would have been wild.
Make it interesting.
backwards
It's the
would be
day
better.
before the Austral curse.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Elwyn flees. No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Does
How
that mean
how quickly can we
it's
run?
just? Does that mean it's just me, Xavier, and the other one left? But I can't find his
The
name
other
out because he's
one.
not in the session.
Well,
Carl?
Warforged and Elwyn apparently are going to head to collect Warforged's weapon. You guys want to accompany them? Are you going about your own business, or?
I want to go find a nice shop to buy a nice notebook in, but I figure they're all going to be closed this time of night.
Might have a notebook in the.
We can go. We'll go find one. Maybe talk more about the voices.
Why have you haven't been hearing them again, have you?
Oh no.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
guess Carl's gonna go and see his friend in the barracks. By the way, 'cause,
That seems like a likely. I'll
that's-
get Phil to
yeah.
confirm, but I suspect that is likely because Carl did not return last time, did he?
Yeah.
Xavier,
Hey,
you know when we went to that Christmassy land and it was really boring because I had to see Thingy again when I hated him.
yes.
Well, I didn't hear the voices then.
No, well, I hadn't started hearing them at that point.
Yeah. I just thought I'd let you know in case you thought it had been happening then.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you letting me know.
So to be clear, Leokin wasn't miserable in Christmas Land because the voices, just because
It
it
was
was Christmas
just
Land.
because it was Christmas, yeah.
Christmas does suck. It doesn't suck. I love Christmas.
This is the best.
In D&D it does though. Because we were just singing rhymes.
I had a thoroughly great time.
No,
until I
predictable
died.
annual festive events.
Remember when
Are
we
we doing
thought
an Easter one then?
So yeah, I've got End and Leave Alone. Warforged now went ahead into the Golden Crucible. Z and the
I guess look for a nice stationery shop.
what together.
Yeah.
We'll skip off into the sunset.
Stationary.
Do I know about? I've had to buy paper and stuff for copying
I'm
spells
sure you
before,
would know a
but
place. Yeah.
I'm just
It's
gonna look for a
Sunday.
really nice, discreet, plain black leather, like maybe with a little bit of gold on it, like notebook, only a small size one, with like a really huge amount of pages in, so I can start copying things in.
That's cool. Elwyn?
Guys, we can't be looking for things on Wednesday night in D&D. Bad luck.
I was going with Warforged because I want to
Oh
inquire.
yeah, you
for
were
a
Warforged, weren't you?
part-time
Of course you
job.
were. Yeah.
I was going to go there and inquire for a part-time job in the blacksmith,
Yeah, that's cool.
and if they can teach me how to make arrows from origin stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
good shout, good shout.
Okay. We got like 10 minutes. It's fine. Okay. Warforged and Elwyn. Then I guess I'll deal with that one. So yeah, you sort of head across town to the Golden Crucible. It's outside of business hours really at this point, but Avery kind of you can still see there's like smoke coming from the chimney. It looks like she's still quite hard at work when you get there. you sort of make your way in, I assume. Cormac / Shane.
Warforge / Warforge's pilot flight thingy.
Yeah, you head in. As you head in, you see Avery Avery turns her head. You can see she's at work working on something at the moment, and she almost does a double take as she turns around. And she sort of looks at you, Warforged. I didn't think you were going to come back. It's been the
Yeah,
best part of a
sorry.
week.
Yeah, sorry. We got caught in something.
Caught in what? Your business is your business.
We fought a dragon.
Yeah,
So you fought what with the hand axe I gave you?
yeah.
You killed a dragon yourself
Oh
with that hand axe.
no,
Can I
we all
pull out
fought
some
it.
dragon fangs I've got on me?
Yeah, she looks at him. She seems really impressed. Then she turns to you, Warforged. She's like, "But I know you and your friends, but you mean a weapon I forged dealt the killing blow?"
It did a bit of the damage. It did quite a lot of the damage actually.
The killing blow, though.
No, sadly, but someone stole my kill.
But your work was so impressive. I came with my friend Warforge here to
Yeah.
discuss how you make your weapons. Because you seem like some of the best craftsmanship I've seen in my years.
She seems like quite sort of like impressed as you say it, and she sort of smiles and she's like, she just almost doesn't know quite how to react. She just sort of like almost just nods, acknowledges you. Then she looks at you, Warforged. She's your hand axe. I've done it. You wanted. What did you want? Because we didn't decide this. You said rapier. You still want rapier, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I did it, but it was weird.
What do you mean?
Who made that axe? Where did you get it? Who forged this?
Oh, it was one of my it was my creator's weapon.
Well,
And then
he made it himself.
I mean,
Mate,
Well-
Warforged here, so I'm guessing he's got to be some sort of good
yeah.
creator.
Wherever this metal was from, I've never seen anything like this. Isn't steel. This isn't brass. It isn't copper. It isn't. I don't know what this is, and it. Trying to work with it, trying to use it. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know my forge could go to temperatures like that. It was really hard to work with.
Oh.
But I've done it, and she goes over, she moves over like some sort of sheets that are over it. She pulls out this really sort of finely produced rapier. She sort of hands it over to you. She sort of hands it over and says to you, how does it feel?
I like sort of like hold it in my hands and like wave it around a little bit, not like swinging it, but like I'll be like, yes, this is how I wanted it.
I'm so pleased. I can have my hand axe back.
Yeah, I passed the hand over to him.
Awesome. That's thank you. Please, like, I guess ensure that next time my weapon gets the killing blow, I would be honoured.
I'll make sure that happens.
Promises you can't keep.
Out of character, what is this weapon? Is it made of some particular metal?
Yeah, it's a rapier, but this metal is not. It doesn't seem like something she's worked with before or has seen before. Yeah.
Did
Why
anything
keep this metal?
interesting?
No, it doesn't feel magical to you, Warforged.
I'm Elwyn.
Or Elwyn, though.
It's a shame.
Anything else you wanted, Warforged? Or Elwyn?
Yes. I'm wondering if you would take like a semi-part-time apprentice here.
She almost sort of laughs. She goes, Are you not a bit old to be an apprentice?"
When I'm on the adventuring, I want to learn how to make my own arrows. And I've got quite a lot of things to work with. And I
Really?
thought it'd be quite a nice thing to do while I'm downtime in between jobs. To work and...
She sort of turns to
Learn some new
Warforged,
stuff.
like, You'll vouch for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can use the tools. I'll show you the trade. We'll come to some kind of agreement.
Thank you.
Then she turns back to you again, Warforged, and she says, anything else I can do for you?
I mean, what's our stock again? I can't remember.
Weaponry mostly. Weaponry, armor, tools.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, you've got like some pretty cool stuff.
You don't have
What
to
do we
buy something
need?
if you don't want to. Like she's.
I
Not...
know, but I'm just seeing if there's anything that I need.
I've got some ingredients that I'm going to be making stuff.
That's cool. Well, you can have a think about that, Cormac, and we'll like end the session there. That's fine, because it's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't need.
So anyone that has got stuff they are wanting to do in town, which I suspect a few of you have probably got, message me during the week, and we will anything we need to do out of session we can do.
Cool.
Happy days.
Man, a lot happened this week. A bit shame.
My brain hurts.
I'm a bit sad that Carl couldn't make it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
Phil
gonna have to
couldn't
send
make
a
it.
message to the group chat in a minute and just say sorry,
Saying
Phil.
that you,
Yeah.
yeah.
He missed out quite a lot.
Do you know what? I needed Carl there. I needed Carl there to tell me just hand over the bloody book.
Yeah, to be honest,
That would have done it.
that would have done it. That would have been. That would have
I
not.
listened to him.
Carl to tell me about where my dead parents died and who killed them.
It turns
You
out
know,
Carl's
we're asking him.
quite a good guy.
Carl killed them. Carl killed them.
Secretly, actually, not a horrible person.
Well, don't jump to conclusions.
Secretly. I said not horrible, I didn't say good person. Just not a horrible person.